Guess what, guys? I'm here. So someone came to the door just as it was clicking over to start for time to start the video. And the dog was barking and I needed to deal with that. So sorry about that. You never know what happens over here. I really wanted to say thank you guys for coming to craft with me tonight. And we're going to work on that Italian, or not the Italian, goodness. We're working on Italian ladies' journals tomorrow. Today we are going to, hang on while I change this. There we go. Today we're going to work on the Halloween journal. This is the last video for the Halloween journal. So if you are crafting along with me with that journal, this will be the last one that I will record, and then I will record a flip through once all three of mine are done and post that flip through video just as a pre-recorded video up to my YouTube channel. So today we're just going to work through it. We're going to get it close to done. I'm quite certain we won't get it all the way to where I say it is done, because there's always those finishing touches that I just like to take my time with and, fuss over to make sure the journal is perfect before I officially declare it, for sale. So anyway, we'll work on those today. Tomorrow morning, I did put up a craft with me video on YouTube this morning. That craft with me live tomorrow morning is going to start at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and I will work on the Italian ladies journals. Those are almost done. So I will work on those tomorrow morning. One is almost done. I need a lot more ephemera, so tomorrow we'll focus on ephemera. So whether you want to do Halloween fall themed things with me today, or if you want to do something that you can use for basically any journal, I will be making ephemera both today and tomorrow. I will show you all of the progress that we've accomplished on the one journal tonight and the journals tomorrow. And then hopefully I can do another craft with me at some point next week with those Italian ladies journals to get them to the point where I'm going to just do the little finishing touches off camera. So we're very close to finishing a whole big bunch of journals. I appreciate you guys for hanging in there while I had some whatever to do before I clicked on the live button. Like, I had the mouse in my hand and the doorbell rang and I'm like, oh, well, good thing I didn't click it yet, because the door is literally on the other side of that window, like the little entryway. This house is set up really weird. So the door is right close to this window. You can hear the whole conversation of whoever's out there. So anyway, I'm glad that that happened before I clicked on it. Anyway, I do need to put my mouse back up there. I sometimes take the mouse off of the little keyboard tray and put my phone down. Yes, you can work on Italian ladies journals. So for those of you who are new, who are joining Craft with me, maybe for the first time, you're new to the channel, you're new to the Facebook group, etc. So this channel is called Inked Paper Art. My name is Kate, and I do live sales for junk journal supplies every Tuesday and every Wednesday right now. Tuesday and Wednesday evening, we do live sales for junk journal supplies. Almost everything I sell is antique. Other things that I sell are like Italian Florentine paper that's not antique. If I sell you something that's not antique, there's a reason why I'm bringing it to you. It's good supplies, etc. So that's what happens Tuesday, Wednesday. On Friday, we always do Craft with me. Craft with me, generally, we're working through a kit of the month. So every month, I come out with a journal kit that you can choose to purchase. You don't have to purchase it to do the Craft with me's. You don't have to make the same journal even if you do purchase the kit that I make here on camera. The kits are offered every month. Italian Ladies was August, and that was the August kit. And the Halloween journal was September's kit. So I'm just about finished with those. My son is, or was, however you want to look at it, very, very sick. And so I did kind of get behind with finishing up journals plus lifestyle business and everything else. So we are going to have a new kit launch this coming week on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not sure which day yet, but Tuesday or Wednesday, we will launch the new kit for November. So if you're looking for a junk journal kit, it will launch and be sold Tuesday or Wednesday of this coming week. And again, you don't have to buy the kit. You can just craft with your own supplies and join Craft with me and make something completely different if you want to. But joining craft with me, it's just another way of hanging out with your friends in live chat. It's, you know, you're watching me create things, and maybe you can tailor what I'm making to whatever journal you're currently working on or whatever project you're currently working on. So that's kind of what happens. Sometimes there's a craft with me Saturday morning, just depending on my schedule and you know, whether we need to finish up some projects or something like that. I do have a mixed media project planned. I'm just trying to fit it into the schedule. So it's not related to any journal or kit. It's just a mixed media project that I'm going to come on and do live with you guys. It's not going to be a super long live. I just want to show you this technique so that those of you who are not familiar with it can learn the technique, and then you can have that skill and add it to your skill arsenal. So anyway, that will be coming in the next week or two, hopefully. So let me say my hellos. I see lots of you hopping on. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for joining me. So we have, hello, Ria. Hello, Susan. Susan was first in today. Susan B. Elliott. I'm just going to say B.E. I don't know. We have two Susan B's, so I can't just say Susan B anymore. So Susan B.E. was very first person in today. Ria is here. Hello, Ria. Hello, Helen. Hello, Cheap Frills. Hello, Jerry. Hello, hello. Melissa. That's right. Hello, Joanne. Oh gosh, guys. So over the weekend, so I will be working the rest of the day today, and then I will be working Saturday and Sunday for invoicing. So anyone waiting for an invoice, which at this point is just about all of you, I will be invoicing. Invoicing will probably happen Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but every single thing that is here that was sold will be packed and shipped and invoiced by or on Monday at the very latest. And then Tuesday, we will start fresh. I don't take it as cheap like that ever. No explanation needed. It's a cute name. Awesome, guys. Cheryl's here. I don't know who I've said hello to. Christy, you're not late. I was a little bit late. Melanie is here. Hello, guys. Hello. Debbie C is here. Carolyn A is here. Jenny is here. Jolene is here. Teresa is here. Teresa, I have messaged you back on your comment. Italian paper, for those of you that want Italian paper, it's coming. So I don't want to exactly tell you what's happening this week, but what is happening this week is amazing on Tuesday and Wednesday. I actually may, depending on if I am caught up, sell on Monday this week as well. I know a lot of you guys are like, well, you know, you're selling 2 days a week. I actually might sell 3 days a week this week. It might be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it might be Thursday. I might do the whole marathon thing this week. I'm not sure yet. I need to get caught up. But what is here that is on deck to be put into live sales is Italian paper. There's a whole new shipment of Italian paper. So most of you guys recently got another shipment of Italian paper. There's a whole bunch of new patterns that just came. And the patterns that came this time are some of those Christmas ones that they didn't ship me last time. So there's a whole bunch of that. So some of you didn't get Italian paper and you've been asking me for Italian paper. That's on deck to be sold as soon as I can get it in. And again, I might do a marathon thing this week and just get it all out there. We also have all of the digitals. So there are, at this point, ready to be sold. They're already put into kits. They're organized. Ready to be sold. There's over 200 digital kits at this point. They are every type of theme and style, topic that you guys can imagine. And for those of you that aren't aware, digitals on my channel, they come 2 ways now. This is a new announcement, but they come 2 ways, and they come printed on multiple different surfaces, different substrates. So you guys will get a tiny, tiny little preview tonight of just a couple of the kits that I was in Photoshop working on today. And then that's just going to give you a taste for what's coming. But over 200 digital kits. The way digitals work is I sell you a printed copy, but there is other things coming as well. I'm not going to announce it right here, but I'm going to sell printed copies, and printed copies for me are my own original artwork that I am making and then printing on premium paper. And it's printed borderless. It's beautiful prints. And so you guys can buy them and then just have them in your arsenal to just pull out and make a journal right away with, instead of having to try to find the perfect digital and then try to coordinate everything together. All of the kits that are coming now are leaps and bounds better designed than any other kit I've ever offered you guys. I have completely revamped over the last few months, completely revamped all of my digital making software and programs and processes. So the kits that are coming now, honestly, are as good as any type of designer scrapbook paper that you're going to get out there. The print quality is great. The design quality is great. And I am actually turning some of them into 12 by 12 printed scrapbook paper. So all of that stuff is sitting here on deck, plus all the antique French paper, all the other antique like Japanese papers, ledger books, other regular books, rag paper books, ephemera. The lacy stuff is still here. All the linens are here. I've got a huge table of fabric here. There's so much stuff here that is like clogging up the system that I at least need to run it across the table once and offer it to you guys. Those of you, no, Lori, I don't. At this point, I don't. Those of you who want it now will get it now. Those of you who want it later can hold off on it, but at least I need to run it through the live sale once and then maybe put it away or store it or send it to Etsy or whatever I'm going to do with it. There is a huge announcement thing that I have been trying to like be in the right place to tell you guys, but with my son like having a fever and then going to the hospital and then we thought it was gone and now it's back, it's coming. And whenever that comes, you guys will understand why we're going to selling twice a week while we might do 3 or 4 whatever days this week. You guys will all of you will understand what's happening, why the processes is happening this way when I can make that announcement. And I hope that is going to be in the next week or two. Oh my gosh. So the other thing is we have, and I am getting to craft with me, I promise. We have, so my mom passed away a little over a year ago. We have all of her estate, which included an entire room full of costume jewelry that needs to also come through here. It's way too much to just have it be one time. So we'll probably have nights every now and then where I just, like sell you guys boxes of costume jewelry. But she collected it. She didn't wear jewelry. She just loved costume jewelry and she collected it and she organized it. She put like all the brooches or all the necklaces or all this designer or that designer or whatever. She liked to play with it, look at it. She liked to look it up, and find out information about the designer and the company that made it and all this stuff. That was her hobby. That was what she was into. She didn't sell it. She literally just collected it. That's how she ended up with an entire spare bedroom full of it. And when I say full, I mean like, I think I told some of you guys this assistant. I'm reading, you found an assistant. No, I think I told you guys some of this story. My parents used to live in a 2-story house, and the spare bedroom where she had all of the jewelry in was an upstairs spare bedroom. And this is a brand new constructed house. But my dad used to tell her that she could not bring any more costume jewelry home and put it in that room because the room, it had just boxes and boxes stacked floor to ceiling. And it was very neatly organized of costume jewelry. And he told her, there's so much weight in that room, it's going to fall through. I mean, it's a brand new constructed house, but honestly, there were like thousands of pounds of costume jewelry in there. So all of that needs to come. Plus, I used to own an antique store. So my mom, she had a space there where she used to sell some china and things like that. So all of that, they have 340 by 8 foot containers, shipping containers, those huge steel containers that go on like the ships that ship, international shipments. They have 4 of those full of china and tchotchkes and linens and just anything that you guys can imagine antique or vintage wise is there. And we can bring some of that across the table, but I just want you guys to know there's so much inventory here that anything you guys want or need is here. I can get it for you. I know where my stuff is. Her stuff, of course, is packed, but the weather has just started to cool off here. So I live in Arizona. Everything ships from Arizona, but during the summer, I'm not going to go out there and go through her boxes in basically, steel shipping containers in 120 degrees. So now that the weather's cooled off, my dad has once again told all of us children, you guys need to get that stuff out of there because he doesn't want to keep it there. So anyway, it's all coming. Everything is coming. And so with that being said, that's kind of one of the reasons why we do need to kind of start moving some stuff, at least offer it through to you guys that way. Because a lot of times I want to list something and I want to sell something, but I'm like, I know you guys would like it. And I would at least like to offer you guys first dibs on the stuff before I just, sell it some other way or, put it somewhere where other people buy it, because, I want to feel like at least I offered it to you instead of just like cutting you out of it and not even showing it to you and offering it to you. Because I know like the costume jewelry, good costume jewelry is hard to find. Most of it, like, people sift it all through and it's just like literal junk or something. So like, I don't want to just, because sure, I could just sell it to an antique friend or whatever, and they would be happy. But at least if I offer it to you guys, that's something that's hard to find. It's hard to find at a good price. And so I know when I'm looking for supplies, I would love to find somebody that had unlimited junk of jewelry or, vintage jewelry or whatever to craft with. So I at least want to offer stuff to you guys first before we move into other things. So that's kind of also on deck there. I know I just talked for like half an hour. I know. Jewelry, like shiny. If it's shiny, I like it. And that's a terrible thing to say. But I do. I like shiny things. So anyway, I like pretty things. If it's pretty, I like it. I like pretty rocks for that matter. And not just diamonds. But anyway, with all of that being said, today's just a craft with me. I'm not selling anything today. I don't sell during my craft with me's. Occasionally I will take like a pre-reservation or something like that if there's something specific, like with those digitals I made. I said I would bring them on Tuesday. All of your Halloween digitals are printed. They will ship with this shipment by Monday. So you guys should have your Halloween digitals very soon. That was kind of an unplanned thing. I just brought them because I was going to play with them and I didn't want to play with some and not offer them to you guys. Also, I am going to try my hardest to post a free digital into the Facebook group that you guys can just go and click on the picture and just save your picture and print it out. So I'm going to start listing a free digital in the Facebook group. I don't know how often, but often, that you guys can literally just save the picture and print it. And that's your digital to have. So if you're not a member of the Facebook group, many reasons to join the Facebook group, but one is there's going to be free digitals in there. You don't have to pay for them. You don't have to do anything. You literally just get a free digital just from being in the Facebook group. It's just available there for everyone. They haven't banned you from paper yet? Uh-oh. No more rocks. I know. My kids also try to say, like, what do you need all of that for? I'm not married, I'm divorced, so I don't have to listen to a husband say that. But my children are like, what do you need all that for? But then now they see what I need it for. Before I was doing like this type of selling, they were like, but why do you need 10,000 things of lace? I'm like, well, anyway, I think we all have to justify our stuff to someone, right? If it brings you joy, if it makes you happy, then that is reason enough. In my book, whatever it is, if it brings you joy, that is reason enough to do whatever it is that you're doing, as long as like you're not harming someone else in the process, right? So anyway, craft supplies, all of us have collections of things. Some people only collect craft supplies and they never actually use them or make anything with them. But you know, the plan is there. Maybe some people save their supplies and they're like building a stash so that when they do have time, they have the things they need to do it. So whatever it is, if it brings you joy, that is the only reason that anyone ever needs to think about when they think about what it is that you're buying or having. Anyway, I know kids say things like that, but ultimately, if it brought you joy, it should make them happy knowing that that stuff or doing what you were doing brought you joy, made you happy, right? We should all, our biggest wish for someone else, whether it be our biggest wish for our children, our biggest wish for our spouse, our biggest wish for our parents, whatever, is that they're happy, right? Like, all I want for my children is that they're healthy and happy, but and other things, but mostly just happy, right? Because if they're happy, then I'm happy. So really, that's all. Yes, cheap frills, you are exactly correct. Collecting, organizing, and using. Anyway, people always ask, they always ask, so what is the purpose of a junk journal? What do you do with it? They can see it and they can touch it and they can look at it. And then they're like, well, what is it for? And you can explain, well, it's a journal. People write in it. And if they're like, well, why would somebody need a journal? It brings people joy is my answer at that point. When you've already explained it and they're just not getting it, my answer is it brings people joy. So anyway, okie dokie. So today, let's start on Halloween journals. Then do you guys want to see the little preview of the digitals, or do you want me to just to get started in crafting? Let me know what you guys want. I'm going to flip the camera down and I'm going to get started on getting some kind of surface set up here. So I will show you the Halloween journals in their state right now. This is one. This is two. And see, I have little notes for myself. This is three. So I have three started so far. The very first thing I know I want to do with you guys is whenever I showed you guys how to construct the back cover, we talked about it a little bit. I just wanted to show you how mine are complete now. And I wanted to finish this one with you. So we can talk about the back cover constructed. The front cover was, I'll show you this one. It doesn't have a sticky. The front cover was this ginormous, oversized vintage orange bingo card, and it has these little doors that you can kind of close, and so if you didn't want to see numbers, or you could open them, or you could make a little pattern every other one, whatever. They're cool. It's a ring bound journal, as you guys can see, for those of you who weren't here in the beginning. And then so we use a vintage bingo card, which is super thick, for the front cover, but the back cover we constructed from scratch. And so this is what I'm going to finish right now, the very first thing with you guys. And then we will kind of work on them, but I have finished all of these ones. These ones all are finished and decorated on the back part. The inside part, we might put a pocket or some decoration or something probably, but this is the one. This is the one we need to finish. So we can do that first. To do this project, I have started using this parchment paper instead of a craft sheet. This is not my craft room. My craft room is across the hall. This is my live sale room, but for streaming live so that I can pay attention to chat and whatever, I do it in this room. But I don't have like my full desk craft mat in here, so I have started using the parchment paper instead of a craft mat, and I have started using the parchment paper, just one sheet throughout the whole entire crafting session instead of glue book pages, and I love it. And I will show you guys like why I think it's better than using glue book pages. You guys will see me use it all night long. We'll talk about it. But honestly, you're going to want to give this a try instead of glue book page after glue book page after glue book page. So that being said, we're going to use that. So let me flip this monitor around so I can actually see your chat. Let me get a sip of water after talking for half an hour. Okie dokie. So let me scroll up, look at chat. Cheryl says preview. Cheap frills. The kits are still available. That's the other thing too, is I pre-made all of my kits for this journal, and I have like 7 kits left so far. So the kits include pretty much everything you need to make the whole journal, including the stuff to make the back cover, everything, the rings, all of it, right? I have like 7 of these kits available. They're Halloween, kind of loosely themed. You could make it just fall if you didn't want to do Halloween. But I have them available if you guys want them. If you want one, just tell me that you want one here. I'll put your name on the list, or you could just message me because I really don't want to sell, but I do have them and I do need to move them because we're getting close to Halloween and I don't want to store kits. I've given away 4 kits so far of this one. One of you who won a kit also purchased a kit, so that will be invoiced and that will be shipped with your other kits. Got married on Halloween. That's fun. That's really fun. So if you are interested in a kit, let me just make a list for interested. I won't sell it. Just let me make a list for interested. We're not going to talk about anything else about it. I'll just make a list. If you're interested in getting a kit, I will make a list and then I will reach out to you in Messenger or whatever. That way I know that, you know, somebody wants one instead of just packing them away. Cheap Frills is interested. I have said it many times here, and so I'm just going to say it again. They are $65. It includes a lot of stuff. It is a massive, massive thick kit. Melanie put the black and white tissue paper on the back of her back cover. That's fun. Very fun. I see lots of people saying preview. You're organizing tonight? That's awesome. That's really awesome. Preview. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. All right. Everything is in there but the kitchen sink. I know I had to buy bigger bags, bigger cellophane bags, because a 9x12 bag wouldn't hold it. So anyway, if you are interested in a kit, just reach out to me or I will reach out to the couple people here who asked for a kit. Otherwise, they'll be here like Tuesday or something. You guys can ask again. Let's go ahead and get started on finishing these. So basically, I have done this on camera already, but we constructed it out of 2 sheets of very thick watercolor cardstock, and it has a cardboard middle section. So you can kind of see like it's cardboard with watercolor on both sides, watercolor cardstock on both sides. And then I covered it with decorative paper. This was a digital that I bought off of Etsy. And so I actually took a sanding disc. If you're not aware, Tim Holtz Ranger, I think it's just a Ranger product. I always say Tim Holtz. It's Ranger, and they sell sanding discs that fit on your little blending thing. So what I did is I took the little sanding disc. This is a sanding disc. It's just a little small piece of sandpaper that has the Velcro kind of backing on it. And so you can pull off your blending foam and put the little sanding disc on it. And then from there, so you know, I showed this on camera, but we traced the original bingo card. We cut everything to size. And then from there, after you put your decorative paper on, you take your little sanding thing, and that's how you get, because you can't cut the paper to the exact size. You can get it close, but when you use the sanding disc, it rounds over your corners perfectly. So you use the little sanding disc and just sand everything perfectly smooth and straight. And when you have a little bit of paper overhanging, if you use this sanding disc and go down, it will cut off any paper that overhangs, making it perfect. And so you kind of go through that process of going over every little bit of your paper and sanding it. You don't have to be precise. Good, I mean, be as precise as you want to be, I guess, is a better way of saying that. And then so like right here, there's that little bit of paper that's sticking over. If you just sand it, it falls off. Okay, it just pulls it off. And then you do the other side, and you just make sure everything is smooth as you can get it. Like right here, I just pulled some paper off. It's not going to matter because I'm inking the edges afterwards with, I'm using scorched timber. Scorched timber is nearly a black, which I really liked. I liked that it wasn't quite the black soot black that Tim has, but I really liked the fact that it's nearly black without being black. So, you can spend as much time on that as you want. And then when you're done with this, just take it off, put it to the side because you reuse these many, many times. And then for me, you do get the little sandy bits, little papery bits, whatever. I just kind of dump it in my trash can and move on. If you have like a little Swiffer or a cloth or whatever you use to dust in your craft room, that would be great. So this is the little dauber thingy for scorched timber. Then I took scorched timber and went around the edge. So that's just a nice way, like you can see on these ones, it finished it really nicely. And I brought the ink in a little bit to kind of frame it. I like it. A nail file works perfectly fine. Old scrapbooking days, you guys know how we had those rectangular blocks of sandpaper that we would distress. So in the old days in scrapbooking, you would emboss something, some piece of paper, and most old days scrapbooking, most colored cardstock had a white core. And so you could run it through your embossing machine, and then you would take that little sanding block and you would sand off the colored paper on the very top of your embossed piece. This is something from like 30 years ago of scrapbooking. And so, yeah, if you have one of those laying around, by all means use that. But if you don't, and the little sandpaper discs are actually, they're multi-purpose. You can use them for many different techniques. But for me, I did grab the right ink, right? So I just go around it, and it does lighten up a little bit as it dries. That's what I found anyway. But see where I took off a little bit too much paper? You cannot even see it. So you just go around the whole entire thing, and I'll kind of speed it up. I can go back later and kind of fuss with it, but there's a little bit of paper there that should have got glued down. I'm just going to ink it and then go back. So you want to go around it on both sides if you're inking. The other thing that you could do if you really are looking for like a perfect edge is you could take a little bit of gesso and go around the edge, and it kind of fills in where the cardboard is in the center. You could go around and kind of fill that in. Honestly, you don't need to, but people sometimes do that technique. It does create a different look. It's kind of like everything was always one piece to, begin with. But I kind of like the fact that once you ink it, you don't really see what this is made out of. You just see the beautiful paper and the fact that this is 1/8 of an inch thick. So right here's a little paper. It's either needing glued down or I need to sand it off, but I'll take care of that here in a second. So anyway, go around both sides. If you want to bring it in and distress it a little bit, by all means, do it. I like that look. It kind of, to me, frames it out, makes it look a little more vintage. I normally don't hold it in the air when I do it, but you just kind of go lightly around it. So anyway, that was just a little bit of finishing the back cover that I wanted to show you guys, because we did make the back cover together on camera. And I didn't want to just skip over that completely and not show it. So you can take as much time of perfecting all of your blending and all of that kind of stuff as you want to do. I'm just kind of doing a quick job right now. And if I feel like it needs more later, when I actually decorate it, then I will. But for now, this is good. So that was the first thing I wanted to do. And then I wanted to take a look at making some large pockets. This journal is about 7.5 inch wide pages. So 7.5 inch wide pages are considerably bigger than your standard 9x6 journal page. So we have a lot of room to make a nice wide pocket. So I want to make some nice big pockets in this guy. And he's just a little too perfect, so I just kind of want to distress him up a little bit in some spaces. Bring that down a little. And it will kind of lighten a little bit as it dries. So let's put this guy back together and move on. And when I have two blending brushes in the same bucket, I like to take the other one off so that I don't accidentally pick up the wrong color and like ink my ephemera. Okie dokie. Yes, pockets today. First up. Is that how it works, Melissa? Bought the tool. Awesome. Like I don't get any commission or anything. I'm just saying awesome that you liked it and you went and got it. Awesome. Uh-oh. You had to go hunting to find where to fix it. Or what are you talking about? What broke? I really like the discs. Are you the one whose crocodile broke? Somebody's crocodile broke, and they were talking about that last time. I have not had a crocodile break on me, but I know that there are some people who have talked about that. Either like I've seen a video or somebody mentioned it while they were crafting, that theirs got like locked shut and it like wouldn't open or something, or the little cube inside fell out, like the little one that you kind of pop up and turn fell out. I can't find where that paper was now. I knew if I didn't glue it right then and there, I probably wouldn't find it. But when a little bit of paper comes up, I always put art glitter in. I don't try to like do it with glue stick or something, because I figure if it already was loose enough to come up once, then I'm probably going to need to, there's a couple little pieces. And see, I don't know, probably just needed a little bit more sanding, but for now we'll glue it and I'll check it again later. So anyway, that's our back cover. That was Laura. I don't know. She didn't tell me, or maybe she did and I forgot, but what part of hers broke? Like what happened to it? Do you know, Christy? Your cube fell out. I see. Yeah, I have heard that happening. And I don't know, if they were just defective from beginning or if, we were too rough with it or what happens. I know when I turn mine, I always worry because it feels unsecure in there. Like it feels like if I'm not careful, it could just pop off. Yours got locked up one time. Oh yeah, the pin part. Yeah. Okay. So let's put this guy back on. And at this point, I am keeping it together, and then I just pull a page out and like work on that page if I can't do this from the side, if I need to. Mostly they can stay in. I'm not really doing like any stencil pasting or anything like that at this point. So that's Scott Guy. He says he needs antique ledger in him. So I was trying to make sure that they all had roughly the same kind of pages in them. So he says he needs antique ledger in him. Let's take a quick look and see where we're at. We need to decorate the front cover if we're going to, which I think we should. That guy is in there. This is just a page that I decorated. I did do some of the backs of the pages. That was just a digital. So I did do a little bit. So I have decided this page I'm going to pull out and put in a different journal. This journal, I think I'm going to go more Tim Holtz, like probably the most spooky out of all of them. This one I'm going to pull out and put in my little kids journal. I have 3 different ones with 3 different themes. The themes are Tim Holtz, kind of spooky Halloween, just, Tim Holtz one. The other one is a vintage Halloween children book. And the third one is more of a Halloween Victorian ladies kind of a journal. So one of them will be more frilly. One of them will just be super cute vintage kids. And the other one will be Tim Holtz. So that page I'm going to pull out and put in the little vintage kids one. I just made it. It was in here. I just decorated the little bottom of the tuck there. It has just a little moth and a little, I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, it's not really anything. A little moth and a little label down there. I decorated this with the large, this is one of the digitals you guys got. If you got, I think only Jennifer did. The fussy cuts, the Halloween fall fussy cut flower thing digital. That's where you got that piece from. And I just decorated the back side of this vintage stock certificate with that. I decorated the back of that one. This is also a digital. Those were the Halloween digitals. I made them because I couldn't find what I wanted out on Etsy. So I just made what I needed. I put this bag here as a tuck so you can put stuff behind it and in the bag. And I decorated it with Tim Holtz ephemera. It has a little butterfly wing. This is also a digital. This is one of the lined paper Halloween digitals. And so there, my light always washes out everything. I made a little belly band. It's super simple. It's literally just a strip. I probably will come back and do some more embellishing, but I just put that on that page for now. This pocket is made out of Braille paper. I just put a big label and a moth on it. I think it's super cute. It needs some words and a couple of other things. Plus, there'll be stuff in the pocket that'll be decorative. On the back of the Braille page, I did this. Just a little collage, and I put the little creepy cloth netting stuff underneath there. You can't really even see the white one, but it's back there. Then we have coffee dye page. I put this little Tim Holtz boy and a floral and a little card that says curious. And it's more curious because it's kind of like, I don't know, it's a little bit weird looking graph dial. So that. This bag, I don't think I did anything to. This one we did together on camera. Little tuck pocket. This is the other part of that digital that I tore off, and I just put it down this page. Very, very simple decorating so far. You can see I did not put any pockets in here, thus making pockets. I mean, unless there was a pocket on a page or something we already did. This is a little tuck this way, and it also has this tag in here. So far, I didn't put any of our ephemera that we made in here. And that's the book so far. So you can see it has a little ways to go. But we have a huge bucket of ephemera that is already done. We also have all of the pages are in the other 2 journals. So really, we're just to the decorating part. And we have that huge tub of pre-made ephemera, which I don't know where it is at the moment, but we have a huge tub of pre-made ephemera. Let's make some pockets together. How do you get your paper punch unstuck? It's the whale tail too. Oh, the camera's gonna freak out. So once it's stuck, normally you need to gently tap it on the edge of your desk. You can try pushing it with like a screwdriver. Basically, the two little metal pieces, usually you had a piece of paper in there that you were trying to cut a whale tail out. And the little piece of paper is not supposed to go between the two pieces of metal that cut the whale tail, but sometimes the paper can slip and it can get stuck in there. And with that added thickness of the paper and the two pieces of metal touching each other, the two pieces of metal get stuck. If you can bump it slightly, it usually will dislodge that piece of paper enough to come open. Sometimes brute force is required. Normally, I will just tap mine, like, start gently and increase the pressure. You obviously don't want to tap it hard enough to break it, but if all else fails and you cannot get one open, I have dropped it on the tile, and usually dropping it on the tile will pop it open, but you also could break your punch, so just be aware of that. Sometimes you can take a screwdriver and, hit it. So like underneath here, if mine was stuck shut together. So see how these two little metal pieces look like right here? The two little metal pieces go really close together, and a little piece of paper will get stuck in there and it will keep it tight and closed like this. But if you just, give it a whack, tap it on your desk, if it won't open, dropping it on the tile, it may break it, but it also might dislodge that paper. Honestly, the only reason why they get stuck is the paper stuck in there. Some of them have a little switch, so you could check and make sure that yours does not have a switch. I don't have one of those in here that locks it closed, so just make sure that yours isn't one that's locked closed deliberately. But yeah, or you can take a screwdriver and try tapping down, into the movable part. There's a movable part and there's the part that doesn't move. You want to be trying to get pressure on the movable part to pop it open. The problem is there's paper in there. That's really the only reason why they get stuck. So until that paper gets out, it's not. You could try putting it in water to dissolve the paper. At one point you're going to be willing to do whatever, because you can't use your punch if it's stuck shut anyway. So you could try water. Oil might work, but I think water would be a better option because you're trying to dissolve the paper. If you're trying to sharpen a punch that won't, do that. I don't know is that what Joanne told you guys earlier? Yeah, kind of, Melanie, that's what I was talking about. Try going like this first. Try going on your desk first, but if all else fails, a drop on the tile. It did release mine before. Not this exact punch, but anyway. Did she talk about sharpening them? Because you guys can sharpen them with tin foil. So every once in a while, I'll get a punch, and I have used it so much that it doesn't cut cleanly. First of all, if you're trying to cut thin paper and it won't cut cleanly, try putting it behind, or putting another piece of paper back there behind it, or a piece of cardstock. Sometimes if it's really thin paper, it won't cut clean because it's just not the right pressure. Like you need shims for die cutting. You know how we have shims when we roll our die cutting, the little thin metal dies or whatever through the die cutting machine. Sometimes you need to add a shim by another piece of paper, another piece of cardstock, or whatever. But if it's just a dull punch, you can cut tin foil. So you tear a sheet of tin foil, like Reynolds wrap or whatever tin foil, and you put it down in there and you cut tin foil for a while, and that can sharpen your punch also. They also have punch care kits available online. I think you can look on Amazon. I know Sizzix had one at one point that had basically a piece of tin foil and some oil in it. So you might look for a punch care kit, something like that. Well, it's fabric paper. Oh, fabric paper? Well, probably fabric paper you're going to need to bang. No, it's not stuck. You could also try, like, if you can see some of it sticking out, you could try tweezers and, something small and getting in there and pulling the paper. You just need to wiggle the paper or fabric paper or whatever enough to get it to dislodge. So maybe try something like that with like tiny little tweezers or needle nose pliers to get a bigger grip on it. There's many things that you can try. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What else are you going to do? So you just got to try. I'm sure there's videos on how to fix punches too, but that's just what I know, what I've tried. So I don't want to leave this knot here because the camera goes in and out, even though autofocus is turned off. Let's make some pockets. I have collage masterboard pieces that we could decorate and turn them into pockets. But like I was saying before, pages in this journal, like, let's find a page that we want to add a pocket to, first of all. So I need to make another pocket like this one on a different page, but we have book pages that we could make pockets on. But these pages, actually, this is also something I wanted to show you guys. So I got these. You'll have to pardon the poor shape of the packaging. These came from Simon Says Stamp, and I bought them so that we could do a giveaway. So this is the new Tim Holtz Media Ruler. And I wanted it because I thought maybe, I didn't know because I only saw the video of it, but I didn't know if maybe I could kind of use some of this as like a hole punch guide for sewing in signatures. Not that I need one, but there's some time where you have like a 5-hole pamphlet stitch and you want to put like 7 signatures in or something. So I was wondering if it would work as a little jig with the holes to do that. I'm not sure if it will or not. I literally just unpacked these this morning, but I got an extra ruler, the Tim Holtz Media Ruler, so that we can do a giveaway with that. And I also, because I already have these, I also got another one of these, the mini snips that open and close automatically with the springs, to do as a giveaway. So these two are giveaways that will be coming up at some point. But the ruler, I have another one here. The package on the one that I'm going to open is worse. It's super crumpled, so let's just open this. I will have it in my craft cart then. But the pages in this journal are like 7.5 inches, and not that I need to open this right this second, but I am curious now about the holes. Goodness, because packaging is very secure. Very secure. Okay, so now that it's open, these pages are 7 inches. So 7 inches wide, which means we can make like a 6-inch pocket. We need to make sure that we leave enough room for our rings. We can hole punch our pocket too, but basically is 6.5 would be a good pocket for our pages. I don't know if it will work for the holes are not very close together. Maybe you'll just have to play with it, but that's kind of what the ruler looks like. I also liked the fact that it had these little grippies on the bottom. So I don't know. I'm going to play with it. Not right now, but I'll play with it. So there's that. Let's make some pockets. I guess we don't need to figure out a page, but we do have some masterboard pocket or masterboard pieces that we could turn into a pocket. Like whatever size this is, I had to grab my other ruler now. Whatever size this is, it's almost 6. Almost 6. This is a good size. So like 5 3/4 is a good size pocket for this page. So let's aim for 5 3/4, but we do have some of these we could quickly decorate. I'm not going to at the moment, but let's start from scratch and make some pockets. No, I did not have too much coffee, but I did have like a couple of sips of coffee today. Anyway, we also had this wallpaper, and I saved this so that we could do this together. And I also saved that tissue paper so we could do that together. So at some point today, we're going to tear some of this super antique wallpaper. It's super beautiful. I also am going to be doing this in my Christmas journal. but I wanted to put some of this on a page because I showed it to you guys and you guys loved it. I'm going to tear a little piece, like not on this page probably, but just tear little pieces and kind of put it on a page. So I want to do that. And I also want to use the tissue paper, the black and white floral tissue paper, and decoupage that down onto something today. So those are the three kind of projects I want to play with. But for starting to make a pocket, honestly, can we just like do super basic? I want to do some angular pockets. So did I bring cutters in? I didn't bring cutters in. I'll have to run across the hall and grab, sorry, I'll have to run across the hall and grab a cutter. But let's make some angular pockets out of a couple pieces of this. Honestly, all three of those are good. Let's make some angular pocket pairs. And then we'll decorate those quick. Let's start with that. And of course, you can just take a piece of Tim Holtz paper and cut it, and make a pocket. And that's super easy. But let's do these angle ones first. Let me go grab a cutter. I grabbed both cutters. So I grabbed both cutters, the little chopper one and the bigger one. Let's cut these down to size. So far, I have not added lace to anything in the Tim Holtz journal, and I don't know if I will add lace. I think we can use that way. Not going to be able to cut all three, or am I? Let's try it. Let's just go for it and try it. And I've showed you guys this before. To cut the angular pocket, the big one, first of all, you want to cut the height of your paper to the right height so that we get the right angle. It doesn't have to be to the exact page height. I don't know which pages I'm going to put them on yet, but I do want to chop off a little bit because these are too long. So all of my pages are different heights. They're not all the same. So the very first thing I'm going to do is chop off the pages of Tim Holtz paper that I'm going to use to make them be the right height. In a general sense, the right height. We have these little leftovers. Those will make cute little skinny tags. We can decorate those later. So now that it's the right height, let's cut it to the angles. The green wallpaper, no. The green wallpaper is super antique wallpaper. I don't know how many yards of it I have. I just have a roll. I will have to investigate that. It's very old and very beautiful. So to do the angular cut, you want to line up this corner right here into whatever groove that your machine cuts at. So you line it up here where it's going to cut, and you line up your bottom corner, not that you can see, but your bottom corner also in the groove. I am going to attempt to cut all of these at the same time. It may take several passes. We will see. Or not. Good cutter, Tim. Good. All right, so there's some corner pockets. Width-wise, I think this is a 6-inch piece of paper. I think his papers are 6 by 10, right? So what we did is we got corner pockets that are going to go like this. So his paper is double-sided. You can pick whichever way you want to use it. If you use it on this, with this side facing forward, you get it on the right side of your page. If you flip it over, you would get it on the left side of your page. If you have single-sided cardstock, this is a great way to use single-sided cardstock. And I like the fact that it's a pocket, but it also shows the page behind it, and it gives us a nice big pocket where you could tuck a huge journaling card or piece of ephemera in it. So let's decorate all 6 of these. And I generally do not put 2 of the same in the same book, which is also why I cut 3 different pieces of paper so that we have different ones to play with. When you cut your paper, this is the way we cut it. When you cut your paper, you get a right and a right, unless you flip it over. Okay. But so like because I like this one, we could go both of these as right-sided pockets. You can, now this is a ring band, a little bit different, but you can also make a top tuck with this, where you put it on the top of your page and you just slide something up underneath of it. But all of these are double-sided, so we'll figure that out and pick which ones we like best. Yeah, very fun. Like we could even do something like just with that. It's upside down, but this one would not be. We could go this way. Gotta find a page that will work with. We could go that way. And then the upside down one you could put as a top in a different journal, or you could put like that. But let's go ahead and decorate them. And move that up there. For these, you can use the digitals. My Etsy, it's not in there. It's Inked Paper Art on Etsy is the name. And when you guys are searching for an Etsy shop, you need to type all the words of their Etsy shop name as one word. So for me, it's Inked Paper Art, all one word. In Etsy, there isn't, like, I don't sell all of the Frenchy things. In Etsy, I have some, but I don't have all. So let's go ahead and decorate. Like I was saying, you could decorate with the digitals when you get them, or you can use Tim Holtz ephemera, or you can just decorate with like a little book page, a flower, all your general kind of decorating things. Let me go ahead and get situated here. I'm looking for a bin of ephemera. I think it's this bin. So if I slide this over here, I think because these are tall, we could use some botanical images. Like these ones, they just happen to be orange. And they're tall. And so let's tear that page out. And we can put those behind something. I will decorate these a little differently. But those tall, skinny things like this, tall, skinny flowers, those are good in these books or in these pockets. Here's a sunflower. Well, I don't know if it's a sunflower. It's not a sunflower. Here's a big fall colored something or other. I'm not good with plant names. I live in Arizona. We don't really have plants. Not too much left in this book. There's these little grassy ones. Let's try to do 2 out of this, and that will make me happy. I do want one more, though, because I want to decorate in sets of 3s. Need one more tall one. While I'm finding our small ones. I have used almost everything out of this book. I could do this guy, maybe. Let's take him out. And yes, you can, you know, take out these by the signature by cutting the signature strings. What about this guy? These are weird looking. I don't know. I think we'll go with those ones. Okay, that's this book. This book is available on Amazon. It is my kind of go-to if you want really botanical, less flowery, but more botanical. That's this book. Got to take some pictures. Okay, so that's that. Then also in this bin, I just got all of this. This is my last order of Tim Holtz Halloween that came from Simon Says Stamp. That's where I got my little scissors and that kind of stuff that I was going to do the giveaway, or I am going to do the giveaway with. So this stuff in the back here just came. I think I have one of those open. My dog has decided to bark. I do not know why. So it does not need anything. How about some people? I want some regular Tim Holtz people because it's a nice tall, this is a good one. It's a nice tall place to put people. Here's Halloween people. That'll work. We have all different kinds of things in here. Let's use that. I don't know if we have one of these out, but let's pull it out. All right, that should be good. We have some tickets. We have some words. We have some Halloween people or regular people will work too. I pulled this because this is a whole packet of really long strips. If you wanted to decorate one of these with a cluster, that would be awesome too. These are not Halloween, these are everyday. These are super cute, and I am going to use them when we make our cluster making box. So one section of my cluster making box will just have these in. Here's a pretty black one. That might work for Halloween. But they're different thicknesses. Some are super skinny and some are wider. Here's one that has these numbers on it. A lot of them, like this is a fabric salvagage. A lot of them I probably wouldn't use in a different journal, so I might as well use them in these journals. Like I don't normally make journals that have a lot of like the more masculine elements. I usually make more feminine journals. So this is a good way of using some of this other style stuff for me. I would like this. I don't need this many, so that's probably good. But you can see it's a pretty little set of strips. And I know a lot of us have offcuts and whatever, but it is nice to have these just at hand and ready, So that's that pack. It's called paper strips. It's just paper strips. I think these were new this year. So I usually get Tim Holtz stuff from Simon Says Stamp. Sometimes I'll get it from Joann's if it is. So Joann's doesn't carry. They carry like a very small selection of Tim Holtz things. I don't know why, but they don't carry all of them. So we have some strips. We have those. We have people. I think we're good for like starters. And then of course I have a bin of labels. These are just all random labels that I already had cut out. So those are in there if we want labels. I also have this bin that just has random little, like this is all Tim Holtz things. So that's kind of where I'm going to pull from for decorating. There's just all kinds of things in here. Okay. I'm just showing you now so that when I dig off camera, you guys know. This one also has Tim Holtz stuff. It also has these kind of picture people things, Tim Holtz stuff. And then these are all bases, mixed media bases that we made in a video that we need to decorate, or I need to decorate. So anyway, let me get my chair. Oh my gosh, Melissa. I said the other day, and I was like, why did you say that out loud? Like that was a really, really embarrassing thing to say out loud about how much like money you just spent on that kind of stuff. Because honestly, it was a lot. Like it was a real big amount. And I'm with you. Like you have to get the Tim Holtz Christmas when you can get the Tim Holtz Christmas, because they don't sell it all the time, and parts of it sell out really quickly after he releases it. So I was like you, and I probably overspent. But in fairness, I am making kits for all of you guys that are Tim Holtz Christmas journals, where the journal is already basically made and you just decorate it. They're also really great things to gift to other people for Christmas gifts. So those will be coming. But so that's why I ordered so much Tim Holtz Christmas. It was basically like a mortgage payment where I was like, why, did you do? They happen to be orange too. So that's kind of cool. Let's play with these ones first. I think they will be easier. And so we just need to pick a pocket that we want to put. Let's make this one the frilly girly one, maybe. And so I'm just going to fussy tear these. You can't be exactly accurate. A lot of these images overlap. So we're just going to do our best to fussy tear. It doesn't have to be perfect anyway. It's totally fine. So we're just going to do our best to fussy tear what we can. You could fussy cut it if you wanted. For me, the fussy tearing is fine. I mean, we'll look at it, but so we ended up with 2 flowers. And then I'm going to attempt for now to save this little plant name down here at the bottom. I'm just getting rid of as much of the white, that goes around the image so that we don't cover up all of our background paper. So I'm just going to do a little layering on these pockets. Oops, I just tore a flower. Doesn't matter. So that part goes in the trash. And we're left with something that looks like this. Like, I'm not sure, I'm probably going to edit it a little bit. Maybe we won't leave the whole plant on there. Maybe we'll tear off a flower and we'll just go with something like that. I don't know yet. But anyway, there's a plant. For this next one, let me slide these buckets over here. We'll do 2 at a time. I think we should do it. I think we should do it on this one. But we need to tear this one out too, basically. Let me pay attention to chat while I tear this out. I know. And some of the stuff that he did last year and this year has been my most favorite Tim Holtz ephemera things he's ever done, ephemera packs he's ever done. So I did stock up for that reason too, because sometimes he does things that are just, a little more masculine than I usually make girly journals. So sometimes they just don't, have that many pieces that I normally would use in them. So when he does have good ones, I try to stock up. Okie dokie. So maybe this one should go here and this one should go here. I kind of like that better, I think. So those are just rough, torn right now. This one, if we were going to do one on this pocket, now keep in mind they won't all go in the same journal. I have 3 different journals, so I can decorate 3 in a very similar way and be okay. I have decided to try to use this wide flower on here. So I'm just going to tear that one out too. So it's okay that I'm doing 3 decorated the same way because they'll go in 3 different journals, I guess is my point. There's no law that says you can't do, similarly decorated things. I'm sure some of the tags and stuff will be similarly decorated. But for now, we're just going to plan on putting them in different journals. This is a bigger plant to tear out. And there are some little ones off to the side. I will save those little bulb things, basically. I will save those and see about using them in a different journal. There's just a couple here. Yeah, I tore the orange ones on the back. So we'll see about saving those. I don't know. We'll put them to the side. So there's that one for that one. I do want to try to tear out those words just a little bit more. They're kind of distracting and we don't need them. A little bit rougher edge than I would like. All right. And then there's this one here. Let me see if I can tear that one out too. Okay. It is called fussy tearing after all. I wasn't fussy about it. I like what we've got going on so far. I'm sorry about the glare. Like, let me try to bring the white down a little bit. Let me see. Is that any better? It's getting gray. Let's try this one. Just so that it's not so, it just makes it gray. I'm just trying to get the colors to show up for you guys. And it's just not working. We'll leave it there. I don't want to mess with it too much. But they are colorful in real life. See how it's got like the whole camera just has like a little bit of white kind of film on it. Let me see what else I can do here. Not that. I don't know. These cameras in this room, honestly, they're not great cameras. That's a little bit better. A little more saturation. Let's leave it there. It's a little better. It's not perfect, but it's a little bit better. Anyway, so let's put some Tim Holtz people, possibly. What about that? I don't know. So we have people that we could put on here, or we could just go with like a label. It doesn't have to be super Halloween-y. It can be as Halloween as you want it to be. For these people, let's save them for the next set of 3 pockets, and let's decorate these with just other ephemera. You could certainly try to put like one of these photos on here. I mean, that's not even terrible. So I'm just digging in the bin of ephemera now to find something else to put on these. There's these people, which are smaller. There's these little mourning card. I think that's what these are, is like in memory cards. Just looking for something the right size, the right color. You guys use what you have. There's like little calling cards or ad cards or something. I don't know that we need those on there. So just dig in your ephemera and find something that looks good to you and put it on there. And then, of course, we'll go with like a little label or a little stamp or a little something. A little crow. I don't know. Here's a crow. I don't know where we can get a crow on there at, but let me see what we got. So what are you guys doing this weekend? Anybody doing anything exciting? Anybody doing anything fun? How is the weather where you guys are? Has it changed yet? Is it beginning to change? Nope. So it has been raining all day here, which is awesome because we don't really get a lot of rain. So rain is good. It does make my body hurt worse, but other than that, I like when it rains. So it's been cloudy and raining and super windy. We also have these kind of piece of Tim Holtz ephemera too. So if you didn't have floral book page, which most of us have, you could use just like a little floral piece from a magazine even. We already inked that because we were going to use it on something else. There's that piece of ephemera. Here's a little ticket. Just pulling out some things as I see them that we can use on the next ones. So I don't have to spend hours digging through the bin. Spiders or bugs would be good. Man. Either I've used all my favorite pieces or here's this like family portrait. I don't want to cover up too much of that one. What if we put these flowers in this portrait? It's too big. It covers up too much of my flower. She could be cut down smaller though. If I cut her down smaller, I feel like we can find something better. Some little green tickets, a different little ticket, a shipping label, a little black circle. There's packs of Tim Holtz flowers too, and I like the flowers. A lot of people don't like the pack of flowers. They're called layers, and they are they're they're thicker cardstock, and they actually have a little bit of sheen to them. But I really do like using them. You just have to be very specific with what you use them with, I think. Ooh, here's some really pretty butterflies. Could use those for something. I gotta pull out all my favorites, and then we'll be good for the day. Here's a little 30 hair cutting chart. That's an interesting piece of ephemera. A hair cutting chart. I don't know that we need a hair cutting chart right now. There's one of these little hand things. Let's use that next time. This little painting palette. I'll pull out all my favorites. This little orange card. I'll try to scoot up too because I'm kind of going off camera there. So for me, I'm just going to work the whole weekend. What are you guys doing? For my Zoom to craft. All right, Passionate Sticker Haul. Thanks for joining. Somebody's having a garage sale. That's awesome. Oh, because the weather's changed. Yeah. I did include some assortment of Tim Holtz papers and ephemera in the kits because, you know, I knew I was going to use it. So I wanted to at least give you guys some to play with so that, you know, I wasn't using things that you guys didn't have any of, you know. Okay, so there's that. The other thing we have are strips. You could decorate something out of the strip or parts and pieces out of the strip. Okay, I think we're to the end of this bin of ephemera. So let's just try to do a little collage here. I really wanted to use these butterflies on here, but again, they will cover up too much unless I trim it down and just use like one or two. I do have, where are they? This little book, and this little book was like from Amazon, and I've just been fussy cutting the butterflies out of it. But we do have that. So we do have some butterflies. Let's put a piece of ephemera that's more colorful. And then let's think about a butterfly. Yeah, it's going to go on top. And let's think about a butterfly for this guy. I kind of liked this brown one. He's a little big. We could use a real Tim Holtz butterfly or moth. But there are several for me to fussy cut in here too. So, like that monarch one. Again, I want a monarch for color, but he's a little too big. This one is perfect, I think. Let's try this one. So I need some scissors. Yes, that would be awesome, Debbie. Awesome. Oh, HOAs. Yeah. In a newer construction neighborhood, it's kind of hard to get away from HOAs. I like them and I don't like them. I like the fact that they do keep the neighborhood, you know, they can definitely serve a purpose. Let's just say that. There are some times where, like a rental house will get rented, and maybe the people, maybe they never had a home before. Like maybe this is their first house, and they didn't have a lawn to take care of or something. And so, an HOA can definitely serve a purpose by reminding people that, you need to, pull the weeds or whatever the case may be. But sometimes, oftentimes, so HOAs are typically run, there's a company that manages it, oversees it, but a lot of times the people that do the work on the HOA, boards, they're just everyday people like you and I. And some, how we get all different kind of personalities, right? Some people are like super, super I don't know, controlling, complaining, whatever. I don't know what the right word is, but sometimes you get one of those people and they're just like overbearing, or, the slightest little thing is an infraction or a fine or whatever. So they serve a purpose, but they also can be terrible. Exactly, Helen. Okay, so I need to ink this guy a little bit. And so let me get out the vintage photo. I don't want to, I might use scorch timber, but I think for this guy, we're going to use vintage photo. So these little butterflies, they're just something that you got like cheaply from Amazon. And I think that the color comes out a little better if you apply ink over top of it. They're very like washed out in my opinion. So I do like to ink them. I think it brings the color back to it. They're just something that's like made in China, cheap on Amazon. I originally had quite a lot of this stuff, and it's just in my use it up bin. It's not stuff I would rebuy or advise people of buying. It's just in my use it up bin. So I think for this one, if we're going in the feminine floral pretty journal, a butterfly and flower is fine. There's nothing really overtly even Halloween on this one. I think that's fine. We might add one other piece or something, maybe some lace even, but I think that guy is fine for now. For this one here, I did like this picture on here. I like the fact that it has that nice black border. So I think we're going to try to get that on here. I don't really want to lose my flower or my flowers. So I think we're going to try to do that. And then he just needs one other little piece there. I don't really want to go that way with it. We could go like that. And then there were some little round, like 31s or something like that. Let me try to find one of those quick. I mean, it's not a 31, but it's kind of the shape I'm talking about. Let me see if we can find a little. There's a 13, maybe the 13 right there. It's okay. Like, it's not earth shattering, obviously. It's okay. There are some bugs. I haven't put a bug on anything. There's that butterfly too. I haven't put a bug on anything yet. Here's a little green butterfly. Let's do a little green butterfly with him. Okay, so that one's good. And then we have this one. This one, I think I should do a little more like creepy poison. The flowers are white. I don't know, they could be like poisonous flowers, maybe. So let's try to do a little something like that there. I like to keep everything that I think I might want to play with. Sorry, I scooted off camera again. Visible down here at the bottom. Let's do something else here. We could put a butterfly, like, I'm not sure which one I want here. I think the original one looks best. Size-wise, he fits nicely there. Let's see about putting one here. He just blends in too much with the black background. So he can stay right there. What else do we have? I need something that goes with poison. Maybe we do put a creepy bug on this, or the raven, or the owl. The bug? Is it like Beetlejuice? I don't know. There's beetles in there. I have some washi tape we could put in the background. There's another one of those. There's little flashcards. We have a label. There's a little apothecary. Let me see. What else do we have? Maybe the bug. The bug is good color-wise too. So we go here. We put a little poison label on. Do we put a bug? Or do we not put a bug? Do we put the bug crawling on the plant? I don't know if I love the bug. He's super, super big. I do love the color he brings. But he's super large. I don't think I can do him. He's just too big. What else can we stick on this? I would love like a little, and I could fussy cut one of my own owls too, but just something sitting up here on this label. But he cuts out too much of my flowers. Do we have a smaller something? A smaller bug or butterfly or bird. What do we have? We have that bug. We have this little raven. See, now he's too small. We have a different little butterfly. Okay. I need one more tiny little piece of ephemera, guys. One more, and we're gluing these down. I do try not to be just indecisive during my lives. However, I have to make things that look good to me. And so, I think we had him before. However long it takes me is however long it takes me. I try not to be terrible about it, but there's this cute little label too that maybe might go on there to make it more Halloween-like. I don't know. Just a different one of those. Okay. I'm not seeing what I need to see here. An eyeball? It's weird. I don't love it. All right. So what if we just put a ticket? Because I'm not finding anything else at the moment. So there's the ticket book. Let's find a ticket that has some color in it that we can go landscape-wise. Like even those red ones would work. There's big tickets. I like this orange 40. So let's do the orange 40. These little tickets are just fill-ins where you can use them anywhere that you need to fill a space. And I like having them. I also like the fact that he organized them for me in a book. So you're going to compete with that? No, we're going to be good there. So that's good. So then we just need to ink everything. So I didn't hear what people were doing. I heard somebody said something about a garage sale. Anybody else doing anything? Somebody say they were going to work on their Halloween journal. What else is going on out there? Anybody doing anything else? I'm not inking this too much, but just a little to kind of get where you tore the paper out of the book or where I tore the paper out of the book. I'm going to try to take away some bad angles. Just a little bit. It kind of makes me feel better not to have these sharp angles. Okay, so that one's good. You got those. This guy. I'm excited to pack and ship all your stuff though, because it's everywhere. There's bin after bin after bin of it. It needs to be taken care of. I did ship all of the things that were paid for on Wednesday. So anything that had been paid for up till Wednesday has shipped already. Anything not paid for by Wednesday or, whatever is still here. And the next day that I will ship will be Monday morning. And so if you've paid, you have a tracking number. Every time I invoice you, you get a tracking number. Even if you didn't pay yet, you get a tracking number. And your tracking number is always in your email. And it comes from me through pirate ship. And so if you're ever looking for a tracking number, always check your email, check your spam folder, because every package, every invoice that is generated also generates a tracking number. That's the way it works. But if you paid after Wednesday, it will leave my house on Monday. And so anybody has a past due invoice, invoices are due as soon as they come out. Because I invoice late, I invoice many days after you bought the item. And then see, that's kind of the time that, that you have. And then you get your invoice, invoices due. Anything that's remained here for too long does get resold. I don't keep them indefinitely. I don't have space to keep them indefinitely. I know we had some people had some medical issues and whatever. And so I have held those packages for a really long time. Some of you guys did just recently pay, a couple of you. But there are some people here, packages here for people who haven't paid yet. And so I have been saying now for several weeks that we're going to do the unpaid item sale. And so that is going to happen to the people whose packages are still here. And so I will just say this will be like today or Tuesday will be the final reminder about those. And so if you didn't reach out to me and ask for more time, at this point, your stuff is just going to get resold. So just consider this like kind of the final reminder about it. The baby. Ooh, awesome, Ria. Awesome. Poor me. About what? Shipping? About what? I don't know. The stuff everywhere? It is everywhere. It just gets to be like, I just have no space to do anything. So let's glue some stuff down. So I'm just going to kind of swipe all this to the side. We'll look at it again here in a minute when we do the ones with the Tim Holtz people on them. And let's go ahead and glue. I have a glue stick that's nearly empty. And I have our glitter. And so this is what I was talking about crafting on this parchment paper. This parchment paper is nonstick. And so I have found that using it instead of a glue, like a glue book where you would use like, pulpy, junky paper to glue on. I need to ink my pockets. Whoopsie. You need to ink the pocket itself. Sometimes I just miss it. So anyway, I have found gluing on this has worked really, really good for me. So I think I'm going to keep doing it. I do have a glue book here if we need it, but I like the size of this, and you just use it over and over and over again. And your paper, so far for me, even if it's really super gluey, never sticks to it. It tends to dry really, really fast, my glue on this mat. So I'm super happy with it. Let me just ink the rest of these. It's here. I've got to ink open. Let's just do it. So you guys will see how it works because we're going to get it super gluey. And my plan is to just keep using it. When the glue stick dries, because I'm using Uhu glue, when it dries, it just becomes like transparent, and eventually it will start peeling off the mat. When it starts peeling off the piece of parchment paper, I usually just fold the parchment paper and keep working, or I flip it over and keep working that way. So anyway, there's that one. And there's this one. This is your granddaughter, right? Granddaughter, grandson? I forget. I know Robin recently got a new grandbaby. Lots of you guys are becoming grandmas, and I am super jealous. I do not have any grandchildren. My children are not married yet. My daughter is 28, and my son is 26. Oops, just spent it. We usually don't like ink so much in the air, but when filming, you got to do what you got to do. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to becoming a grandma because, you know, it just looks so fun. It just looks so fun. And it has been a good while. Let's see. It's been 8 years probably since I held a baby. I mean, that seems like a really long time. Yeah, my youngest nephew, I think, is 8 now. So it must have been 8 years. Super long time. So you can see I got glue everywhere. I'm not going to care about it. We're just going to keep working. Good. All right. For these Tim Holtz pieces, I do like to use art glitter. I just have found that. Am I doing the right one? I am. Just have found that art glitter on the thicker cardstock works better for me than the Uhu. It might have something to do with where I live. Goodness. So we had that right about there. And then we had this little butterfly, but I did think about putting this poison label somewhere. We'll see her in a second. The little butterfly, I am going to art glitter him, and only because his little antenna is already just about ripped off. He's the one that I fussy cut out of paper. And it is pretty thin, cheap paper. I can't wait to have grandchildren. That'll be so much fun. My daughter has already asked me, though, if I would take the baby when she goes back to work. And, you know, my preference would be that she stays home with her baby. I just think she would enjoy it. But, you know, it's up to her. So I kept those words there. But now I was thinking about putting this poison label there. Got a little bit of curling going on. And I'm wondering if I should put this poison label on there. I can't really get it anywhere other than right here. But I have those words there, and they're kind of like competing. I'm trying to get the light so that you guys can see how it actually looks. Those words are right there kind of competing. I think we are going to put it there. We're just going to do it. And then we're moving on. So this is the one I said was going in the pretty journal. I'm just going to call it the pretty journal. They're all going to be pretty. But this one is the one with the Florentine paper ephemera pieces. So there's that one. Let's glue this flower. This needs to go over there. Let's glue this flower. Retire soon, keep the baby. I know. That's what I told my daughter too. I'm like, but I still want to work. Like, I still need to work. Like, I'm too young to just be retired, you know? Plus, I'm not married. So for me, like, the working is the social part, you know, that I need in my life. And, you know, I don't like when she picks up the baby, I would just be sitting here twiddling my thumbs. Yes, I would be making junk journals, but for me, I just would like to work a little longer. More. I don't know. I don't want to lose that flower. So let me readjust this. I know we need as much height as we can get. But I'm going to try to get that flour in there. And I do need to get the baby wipes. Oh, she's 19 months. Oh, wow. It doesn't seem like that long ago that I remember you posting about, when she was born. I think. Is it a different experience? I'm just curious how it's all going to go, because, we've had kids. We know how to raise them. And we have, some advice to give our daughters when they have children. I'm just curious as to how that part of it is going to go. Is she going to be open to mom, giving helpful advice? Am I really supposed to just keep my mouth shut the entire time, guys? Tell me. Am I really not supposed to help her? Am I supposed to wait for her to ask, or am I supposed to just explain to her how to do it? I think you guys can tell from my personality which way I'm leaning on going with all of that, but I'm going to go ahead and let that card stick up there a little bit. Well, my daughter's, she's almost 30. So, and by the time they get married, she will be at least 30. So I'm thinking she might be 29 and a half or something, but oh gosh, I wanted this to get underneath there. I better hurry it up. I got to peel up that photo now. So I think she's old enough, and I think they will both be they are in a great place financially, and I think they're waiting right now for both of them to be finished with college, and then the plan is to get engaged and have a short engagement. And she says she doesn't. I told you guys this. She says she doesn't want she doesn't want a big wedding. She wants a small wedding. Well, she said she didn't really want a wedding at all, but I've convinced her to have a wedding. I've told her she has to have a wedding, and we'll see how far that goes. We'll see. So I think we're just going to put it straight. I don't think we're going to angle it. Calling constantly to ask. Oh, wow. Well, that would be great. But unfortunately, I don't think that's my daughter's personality. I think she's just Mom, let me figure this out. Yep. Maybe I am supposed to not offer unsolicited advice. I'm pretty sure that's what's supposed to happen, and just, let her figure it out. So I'll show you guys these just a second. When we're done, we need to do this last one. I'm trying to use the rest of this glue stick, but I think we're there. When I feel the plastic, I feel like it's done. Yes, you can dig it out, but I'm not gonna. Pretty sure your daughter was gonna go it alone. A boy mom, so it's different. I was wondering that too. I'm assuming, they've talked about it, whatever. I'm assuming she's marrying her current boyfriend. They have talked about it. The plan is they've made the plan, whatever. But his family, he came here after the military to go to college. And so his family lives the other part of the country. So I know he's planning on staying here, but his mom won't be here. So I'm just wondering how, she won't be here to give him advice. So I'm wondering, is he gonna feel okay about me giving advice, or Maybe he'll be calling her all the time. I don't know. I don't know. I know that they both want to work all the time. And I keep telling my daughter, just from my own experience, you that saying that now is one thing, but once you hold your little baby and you stay home for your maternity leave, you get really, when they're super, super new, they don't really have much personality yet. But as they get, a month old or so, like, they're smiling, they're laughing, like I think you might change your mind and you might want to stay home. You know? That's what I keep telling her. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I should shut up. She does watch my crap with me occasionally. I don't think she has in a little bit because she's been super busy, but anyway, we'll see. Did I do it like this or did I do it? I think I did it this way. I don't know. Now I've torn it up and I've got glue everywhere. I think we did it this way, up and down. We'll see how it goes. Mom wants her to stay home because you can never get that time back, You can never, I don't know, never get it back. Plus, like, the whole thought of, because I don't think, I really haven't given it much thought, but I didn't think I would, be able to take the baby 5 days a week. I mean, I probably won't want to give it up once I get my hands on it. But I just, I don't know what they're going to do. You can just have fun with her. You don't have to do any of the discipline, the stress of getting this or that done. Yeah, I imagine, like, when they come and get the baby after work, you're probably like, I'm ready. I'm ready to let, you go home today. It's just been so long since, I would have had to do something like that, like take care of a baby all day. I haven't done that in a long time. I don't know, since my kids were young. I guess, I watched my niece occasionally, but it wasn't all day either. So anyway, we have that. I think we were putting something else on here, but I don't know what we were putting on here now. I don't know if it fell off or I was putting this butterfly on here or what I was doing. I've kind of forgot what we were doing. That looks good though, so let's glue that on. I don't think it's inked, so maybe I wasn't putting anything else on this one, but I got to talking and now we're putting this butterfly, so they each have a butterfly. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes. You guys will see with me. Yeah, fun time though. Super fun time. Are we putting it down there? Or did I? Nope, I said right there. I can't even remember where I was going to put it from a few seconds ago. Do you guys do that? You have a blended family. Instant grandma? Oh, awesome. 9th grandbaby. That's super fun. Super fun. Okay, so these guys, I do have a little bit of trimming of the flowers where they're overhanging, but there's that one. And yes, I do wish I would have tore a little bit better there. I think I can just kind of like, yeah, pick it off with my finger and make it look a little better. It is what it is. I went back and tore the words off and then kind of didn't edit this side. I'm okay with it. But that's that one. It just has poison. This little guy's crooked now. Yeah, he's crooked. He's all right. That's that one. I need to quit talking so much. That's how this guy came out. And that's how this one came out. They never look as good like until you put them on a page. Let's make the other ones. And then we will put them on a page. I did get these scissors from Costco. They're on sale again for $6.99. Next time I go, I'm going to pick up a bunch of packs for you guys because these are awesome scissors. They're cheap scissors, but they're awesome scissors. So I'm going to pick up a bunch of packs for you guys. However, I only got one last time because I didn't yesterday or Thursday, I think, because I wasn't really thinking about it of sharing them. But a lot of you guys don't have Costco memberships or one close to you or whatever. So I'm going to pick up some scissors for you guys. However, they're my favorite cheap, like all-purpose scissors. I love them. I think they cut really good. They're titanium like fused blades. They're really non-stick. They stay sharp for forever. I have cut all kinds of terrible things that you're really not supposed to cut with scissors with them. And I've never had a problem. So anyway, that's the scissor situation. Yes, I have all the other pairs of scissors that you could possibly imagine having, but these are still my go-tos. They're comfortable in the hand. They're really comfortable in the hand, and I love them. And you get 3 pairs for $6.99. So yeah, I'm going to bring us some scissors. Not that you guys probably need them, but at least I will have some backups. I already have 6, but anyway. So 3 of those done. We need 3 more with Tim Holtz people on them. And I need to move faster on these guys. So see, my mat's all sticky. Who cares? We're just going. Where is my water? Yep. Good cheap scissors. All right. So these guys we want Tim Holtz people for. We want these tall thingies that I pulled out. These are the Halloween people, so they're going to be a little different poses probably or something. I don't know. Like they sit on things. I'm looking for the really tall ones. And I am trying to use a lot of men in this project. This is a good time for me and you, if you don't usually use a lot of men, to use the men. I find myself using the women all the time. But the men, we could use a couple. But let's use some men. I just drank water. My stomach is making noises. I'm trying to use the very tall ones because we have height to play with. We rarely have this much height on a piece of ephemera that we can make. Okay, so we're good there. Those are our choices. Got that part out of the way fairly quickly. Good night, Cheryl. Thanks for joining. Hello, Kendall. I don't know if I saw you come in. You just have a music page and then stamped it with bats and a spider web. That is fun, Kendall. That is fun. Okay, so who's the tallest? He has a top hat, so he is taller. I like him. He's good and tall. He's also good and tall. So is he. All right, so these are my choices there. The way his arm is, he's like, he needs to lean on something. So does this guy. This guy can stand alone, and so can this guy. So what do we have pulled for ephemera little pieces? I have a card. It's just a regular piece of ephemera. I don't know. We could leave that there. Or this one could go here. Come on. Go underneath there. That one could go like there. And this could go here maybe. Yeah, that's okay. So like that. And then we need to figure out what we're doing here. This man is creepy and he's holding one of Maria C's kitty cats. A little, her cats, if you guys have not seen her social media posts of her cats, she got 2 beautiful Siamese kitties, little boy kitties. They are so gorgeous. I have loved seeing her posts about them. Loved it. I think I would like this. This is just a little too blendy with that background. These tickets. Or this. Maybe we use this. So this one, it's really printed with very bright white writing on it, and I don't like the bright white. So right off the bat, I inked it. We're good. That looks good. Okay. So then we need to add some additional pieces. He really does need a bigger piece of ephemera. Let me look at this card. He might have that on there. And then we can get this 3 down here. This guy over here, I'm not sure about that. Can you guys see what I'm doing? A little bit. A little bit. We have this circular thing, and I have those tall strips that I pulled. Meant to use those. Yes, definitely better. See how those tall strips fit on these corner pockets perfectly? I love it. This guy's got numbers this way. I don't know if I can get that on there, but let's try. Maybe it goes back behind this one. Maybe. I like the whole number thing with him. This is a penmanship book scan up there. And then this guy, he kind of looks like he might have some cigar band on him or this typewriter. Let's use the typewriter and put that back there. So I'm just doing little collaging on them. And again, I will ink both of these so that all 3 of them so that they're not so bright white. So we have those ones left over. I do kind of like that on there. Let me pull some more tickets. I mean, yes, we have other things that we could use, but this is a good time for me to use up all my orange tickets. This is orange stripe, so let's put that one with that one. And then these really big tall ones. Let's see if there's something orange in the big tall ones. There's these ones. Let me pull out one of these too. Because that might be a different option for that one. This is an orange theater ticket. Here's some orange British, which I actually have the original ones of these somewhere. These are those orange British ones. I have some original ones like right behind me probably, but they're in a bin. So okay, let's pull those. And then I was hoping to put some cute little words on these ones. I don't know if we'll get to that, like size-wise. He's my favorite so far. This one. Oh, we all need to use our pretties. I don't generally hoard too much because I share a lot, but I think we can just put this back there, just the one single ticket. I'm going to tear it. So like that one there. This guy's proving the most difficult so far. And he just needs a piece that goes this way. Let me look in the bin for something that I can put on there. There's this that's yellow. Anyway, there's that, but it's black. The coloring having such a dark background. Beware Wicked October. There's a green tag that goes that direction. A condemned tag that could poke out that sideways. Let's see what else I have quick. I don't want to spend an hour doing it. Let's go with something that's out here. Also, I emailed you about an add-on to your order. Okay, I haven't looked at any of them yet because I don't want to do it until I'm ready to sort the things, just so I don't open it and then think that I've already responded or answered or whatever. So I will, and I will get back with you about it if it's something that I need to answer or whatever. You could have the other British bus ticket. Okay, I think we're good. However, there were these little these thingies, and I know I want one on here, like the 13. That's perfect. This guy has a little 13. I don't know that he necessarily needs a number on him. And this is too much similar to that. He has enough numbers. I think we're going to call. There's an eyeball. Is it weird just to have a random eyeball? He needs something else down in this area, but this guy I'm good with. This guy I'm mostly good with. So I think we're going to be able to move all this off to the side. We didn't end up using those people. We didn't end up using this. Yeah, it doesn't add anything, so we'll leave that off. Let's ink it, and then let's start gluing. I need to ink the pockets. And all the little pieces of Tim Holtz stuff, they come on white cardstock. And so I like to ink because otherwise you do see the white die cut line. I'm not like inking every single little bit of everything, but I do try to get what I can get quick. If you want, like, it was an add-on. What item was it, Melanie, if you don't mind me asking? Just because the more times I hear it in my brain, the more likely I am to remember it. If you don't want to say, that's okay too. You have been with this journal. I have loved doing these. It has been a different kind of experience for me because it's a little more freeing just to do something fun like Halloween and Tim Holtz things. Different way of decorating ephemera than what I normally do with a bunch of book page. And obviously you could put book page behind all of these little things that we did. I just am trying to do a little bit different decorating for these. just, I get tired of doing the same thing over and over again. It kind of takes the fun out of it for me. So doing something different is good. That's one of the reasons why I like to do themed junk journal kits and themed junk journals, is because every month or whatever, we have a different theme to play with. And so for me, having the different themes, it's just enough variety that I don't feel burned out or whatever. So I like doing that. And plus we get to do, if you see something fun out there in YouTube video land, we get to do it. If you stick to like the same thing over and over and over again, in my opinion, I don't know many people that, can do that and do it well all the time. I don't. Most people that I watch on YouTube, they have a style, a way about them doing stuff, but they do different. They'll do a Christmas journal. They'll do something a little different. They won't just do the same journal over and over again. There are people who do. I need variety. Like they say, variety is the spice of life. I know it can mean different things, but in junk journal making land world, I think that's good. Variety. Plus it helps you, like, you grow your skills as you make journals. So for anyone who's, new to junk journal making, the more journals you make in different styles, the more your skills will grow, because you learn something new. I am still learning something new with every journal that I make, just about. You learn something new. You're like, oh, I really liked that combination of layering, or I really liked, whatever it is. And then you might repeat it in the next one. It doesn't mean that you're, going to make your pocket that way all the time or whatever, but it's just something new to, tuck back there in the back of your mind. And you're like, oh, remember I made that hidden paperclip thing. Well, tuck that away in your brain, put it in your idea book, whatever you're doing, and pull it out when you feel like what can I do on the top of this page? Well, you can do a hidden paperclip. I don't know. I just think the more journals you make, the more different styles and variety of decorating them, the more your skills grow. I know a person who, how do I want to say this? They make junk journals, but they don't make my style of junk journals. And I watch them for other content that they do on their channel, not necessarily the junk journal stuff. But their style of junk journal is just not for me. It works for them. There's not one style out there that works for everybody. You have to find your own style. And the only way you find your style generally is by making different things until you're like, this is my style. This is what I enjoy doing. This is what feels natural to me, or whatever, A lot of people say they don't have one style of junk journal that they like to make. And that's true. Like nobody likes, not very many people like to make the same journal over and over again. Like if you were doing ring bound journals and that's the only thing you did, I think you'd get bored. But the point is even if you didn't like somebody's style, there's probably still something that you can pick up from watching them that you will like, whether it's just the basic idea or whatever. Okay. So let's put this guy back together. So see, I'm still on the same glue page. It's not sticky. It's not going to stick to my stuff. I think we had this like that, and then that, and then him, and then that. And I think it was under. So this goes first. And for this one, I know I usually use art glitter, but this glue stick happens to be super, super gluey right now. Like a whole glue stick just came off on this one piece. So we're going to use it. And I just want a little border off to the side there of the cardstock showing. And so I've also changed up the way that I want to ink things at some point here in the near future. I am going to stop using Tim Holtz ink. And again, I'm gluing this down instead of with a glue stick instead of art glitter. I am going to stop using Tim Holtz ink as my inking. I will still use it for backgrounds and other things, but I have found a product I like better. And so I am going to start using that instead. Need to position this quick. Need to start using my new ones instead of the Tim Holtz ones. It's just something I have figured out that I like better for inking the little bits of ephemera. I know it's hard to imagine I like something better than the Distress inks, but I found something. For the man, because he is that super thick, kind of shiny. Does he have pop-outs? No? Okay. He is that super thick, shiny cardstock. So there's been a little problem with the ink that I have found over time, and I found an alternative. I don't know what I was talking about other than that. I got to figure out how to get him on there where his arm lines up perfectly. I have to hold you by your head. I'm so sorry. Get your arm on there. That's kind of where he needs to be. Okie dokie. And then this number 3, again, my glue is super, I don't know, gluey. I have no worries that that's going to stay down. It gets so thick right now. I don't know why. And that's just going to go up to the side there. And that's that one. Very basic pocket. This guy. I will talk about it in a little bit whenever I share it with you guys. I'm just saying, I'm going to switch it up. I'm not sharing it with you today, but I will share it soon. I'm trying to use these ones up. These are my inking ones, so I have put the dauber in them a million times. I won't use these ones for any other purpose at this point. I just found that the wear and tear of the little blending tool thing over and over and over again, I don't want to use them for stamping or any other thing after that. Sorry, not really meaning to tease you, just saying I'm going to switch it up. Okay, so then he went there, but before he goes there, this goes. And so we need to position this. And his hand just needs to rest on it. So let's do it there, right about the top of the 8. It's so sticky. You saw the other one that I had before this. It was like nearly dry. This one is just so sticky. So if we go the top of the 8, we're roughly there. Not quite at the top. Okay. Then our little guy has new punch out parts. So are you guys excited for the next journal kit? I am so excited. You guys, I didn't do the preview of showing you guys, but you guys will be a little excited once I show you the little preview of the digitals. I didn't show you. We talked about it, and then I don't know, I got talking about something else. I forgot. So I will show you those. Sorry. I did forget to show you. I'm just teasing you about all kinds of things today. Ooh, his hand lined up perfectly on that card. That's great. I love the little typewriter behind him. The little keys for the typewriter. My fingers are getting super sticky. Yuck. So guys, we're going to be here for what? Another hour-ish, maybe. I'll be here as long as you guys want me to be here, pretty much. And then in the morning, we will do Italian ladies journals, completely switch it up, do frilly, lacy, yummy, Victorian, French, or whatever. It's Italian, the kind of journal. Oh my gosh, this needed to be under there. Yes, it did. I keep doing that because I'm talking to you guys. Super yummy, frilly, girly stuff tomorrow morning. And so that will be fun for me too, because, you know, this is the 7th, I think, of these Halloween journal videos. So it'll be fun for me to kind of step away from this for just a moment. Not very long, because I won't finish them, but just a moment. And do something different. So there's that one. And we said we wanted something else at the bottom down here. I don't know what off the top of my head yet, but for now, he can go over there. Then we have this one. This one, this goes down the side. I know that. And then we have this coming out the side like this. And then he goes here. So let's position all that. And then this one went up here. Okay. And then that was somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere. So normally I would have already had to like switch my glue page. And I'm just still gluing on this. And I'm using a lot of glue and it's super gluey. And I'm going to try to leave it where I can see that orange stripe down the side, just because we need more color on this one. Yuck. Then we glue our tag. The little tag does have a punch out for the hole. Yeah, it's just really yucky. Maybe these are brand new ones. I don't know. Like, it's obviously brand new. I just opened it. But maybe this is from a new case that I have. Uh-oh. Did this go under there? I kind of think it did. But it's not going to now, so it's fine. And then this guy, I think this guy goes here. Let's do that first. What do you think? Kendall's excited. Okay, cool. At least one person's excited. I'm excited. I don't make kits that I wouldn't want to make because I make them with you, right? And I make 3 of them. So 3 journals. So I wouldn't make something I didn't think was, you know, worth making into a journal. So they're going to be Victorian French Christmas. So we get to, again, play with all of our lacy, frilly goodness. All of the French antique document, ephemera, whatever. All the good things. All my favorite things. So I am excited about it. Plus, I am excited to play with Christmas. Definitely. Him and his weird little kitty cat. It's just weird that he's holding it and then he puts it in the Tim Holtz Halloween ephemera. I don't know. I guess he's like spooky looking. I don't know. Make sure all that's staying down. And then for this, we're just gonna, where was that? Right there? I think so. We're gonna glue this with our glitter. Ah. Jenny's excited. I am excited, guys. Some good things going in that kit. We have a journal page kit this time. This journal that I'm working on now, these Halloween journals, they didn't come with a printable kit. The Christmas one comes with a printable kit. It's going to be awesome. Okay, there's that. Let's kind of close this for a minute. And let's take a peek at what we got. So they're curling a bit, but there's this guy. I mean, again, it's just collaging. He needs a little something. I don't know what, but he needs a little something. I'll have to look and see what I can find for something that's going in this area. I did pull those words and I was hoping to use them. And there's this guy. Let me see. Is there anything in this book? I also forgot that I have the Tim Holtz Halloween sticker book. What can we do here? There's not really like a focal point area where I can get words on at this point, but I do wish there was. I want to use these so badly, especially these black ones. Let's put it off to the side. We'll have to find another project for it. Okay, so let's try. I'm going to fuss with this one later, so you guys don't have to sit here. So we have some pretties and we have some, you know, Tim Holtzy ones. We have 6. I decorated them all going. That was difficult and I should not have done that. You guys were supposed to yell at me. They're all now left side pockets because that's the way I did them. If you would have flipped them like I was supposed to, you would have had left and rights. It doesn't matter because they're not going back to back like this in these journals. However, a normal person would have done half going this way. I do like the fronts of these papers better than the backs though, so it's good. It's all good. So we have 6 pockets. 6 pockets. Let's quickly take a look and see. We know these. One of each of these flower ones. They're stuck together. The poison or the man will go in this book. I don't know where, but the poison or the man. So they even could go, because we need to decorate it. They would be nice size pockets for the front and back cover. Hopefully you guys can see that. I know there's glare on this bee, but that kind of looks pretty good there, honestly. I mean, I'm not saying it needs to go there, but it does look pretty good there. And then, like, we could even do this guy. He's got some glue in an unfortunate area on him, so let me try to alleviate that little bit of mess for him. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I saw it. He had a little bit of glue in an unfortunate area. So he doesn't have that anymore. But yeah, they would be really great. And that's a nice way of decorating this too. I might put some book page back there before I put a pocket on, but that would be a great place. So that might happen. But that's basically, you know, what we're using, right? Giant big pockets, or what we made, giant big pockets. Those go in the finished ephemera. Next, we said we were going to put this wallpaper down. Let's put this wallpaper down. Hi, creative Cindy. Hello. You found a doll at Goodwill. Ooh, awesome. Awesome. A cloth body. That would be amazing, Jenny. Amazing. Susan likes the challenge of doing different journals. Yes, me too. I would get way too bored. So I don't want to add pages to any of these journals other than what is listed here. So in this one, I need to find a place that needs to be decorated. So this one got music, a little collage. I need to find a place that needs to be decorated with this wallpaper. I think I left some blank things somewhere in here that we can glue this wallpaper down on. I'm not using my regular coffee dyed pages because I want to save those as writing space for the person who buys this journal. And I already did something on the other side of that one. I could possibly, and when you don't need this anymore, you can just yank it away. I could possibly put some on there and then do like a focal point. It wasn't really what I had in mind for it. So like the back of this is writing space. Here is a blank one. So this is an off-white. It's not actually white. It's kind of a light ivory color backing. So they can just be left plain. They could just be left plain as writing space. It's a very, very nice paper. However, it is, it's available. So we could put this on this one. You just got to figure out like how much you want and tear it. And you can see it is being a little bit unruly. I might prefer to put it down this side of the page. I think I do prefer to put it down this side of the page. So let's go ahead and get our page out. We need something pretty right here anyway in the book. This is a good spot to do it. So let's set our book over there. We'll get this back. Wait, it goes in this way. Yes, it does. Okay. And so this one already has a pretty nice torn edge. This is unpasted antique wallpaper. It is just a thick cardstock. I want to get enough of it on the page, so I'm checking back here. Let me scoot this off so that we can scoot up so you can see. I want to get enough of it on the page that, you know, it's decorative. And I'm going to try to waste as little of it as possible because it's pretty awesome. We might want a different angle here. I'm not sure yet. Let me see. That might just be too much too. Something like that. My paper stops right about here where my finger is. That's kind of a bit of it, but I do love the wallpaper. Let's just go for it right like this. Let's just do it. So I think I can fold it maybe and get it to tear that way. Let me get a bone folder. I think if I fold it, and I may not have folded it straight, maybe it will just kind of tear. And then we have another fun piece for some other project, like collaging or something. So that's that. Now this edge that is torn, I am going to attempt to ink just lightly. I'm not trying to put color. I'm just trying to not see the backing. The backing is a very vintage color. This is almost like it has a herringbone pattern. I don't know if you guys can see the herringbone pattern. There you can. It's very, very textured on the back. It's just a little bit why it's more unruly than regular wallpaper. Definitely going to use art glitter on this. You can see how much it wants to roll up. So I don't have any clips in here. I have paper clips, but not the big like binder clips. So let's just position this again. And I'm going to try to just line it up and glue it. You want to go all the way over there and all the way over there. Okay. I'm just going to crease it here. I'm not going to tear it off yet, but I want to crease it so I know kind of where to put my glue. And we'll cut it off after we glue it. Where can you get wallpaper like that? I have to see how much I have. Since this is becoming, where's my book? Where is my book weight? I have a book weight. Just in the bottom of my bin. A book weight. To help me hold this unruly thing. Yeah, I just need to see how much I have. Okay. So let's start by gluing the back of it. It's so textured. I love using antique, vintage wallpaper, whatever. I do have packs of vintage wallpaper in my shop. They're giant, random, like packs of tons of pieces of vintage wallpaper. However, this guy is not in here. I just recently got him. And I don't know. It's just a roll or a partial roll. I don't know how much, how many yards or whatever, what size pieces I could get out of it even. So now the difficult thing is it all has glue on it and you have to hold it down. So I need this to stay up there and me to fight with my glue. And so I want to glue the edge pretty darn good. Like I said, it's really textured. Like think of a 3D embossing folder. That's basically what this is as far as texture goes. I think we've got it pretty good. I hope that it just got it on my book weight. Anyway, I'll wipe you off in a minute, book weight. And then we're gonna stick it down. Yep. Cleaning your craft room. Sounds like a fun job. I love cleaning my craft room. I find things that I lost. I rediscover things that I bought and never used. And I love reorganizing my stuff. To me, it's very mentally, I don't know, relaxing. I love it. Just kind of giving that a good few seconds before I even attempt to take my hand off of it. It was curled for a long time. This is antique wallpaper, so this is very, very old. And it's been curled for decades and decades. So I'm afraid it might try to peel itself back up. Okay, let's try it. All right, we got a little bit of stickiness. So whenever the glue stick dries, it dries clear and it just peels off. So we're all good. Let's cut it. I'm anxious to see what it looks like. It's beautiful. Really, really beautiful. I do wish, however, I would have put book page first. That was kind of the plan, but I got excited. Definitely got excited. No biggie. So normally you will wait till yours is drier than mine. However, I am impatient and I want to see what it looks like. That's a fun scrap to play with. It'll be really fun, like on a tag or journaling card or something. And then after you cover your page, you're going to have to repunch your holes. And to punch your holes, you are going to want to wait for this to be dry. Punches, especially the little crocodile, does not like going through gluey, sticky, or damp surfaces. Even cutting it is a little thicker than what you're used to. Okay. So that's what we ended up with so far. We need to ink that edge while it is drying. Making sure I don't have any glue coming through the little holes. We'll ink that. We'll ink the whole page. What a pretty page to play with, though. I love that wallpaper. So fun. A little bit more ink. I didn't re-ink this one yet either, and I said I was supposed to do that. So definitely need to go back and re-ink this. All right, I'm going to attempt to punch it because again, I said I was impatient. I have my crocodile set to the correct depth. It's been set to the same depth the whole entire project. So remember in the beginning when I said I advise you to set those depth, the little depth setter thing on your crocodile. The whole entire project, I have not had to worry about how far into the page to punch because that little depth setter, I think it has moved now, but it was set. Let me see if that's about right. That is right. Okay. So if you set the little depth setting thing there, then everything will punch. Doesn't want to move now. There we go. Goodness, it's getting stuck on me. Everything will be punched to the right depth, making your job so much easier. It does punch the wallpaper, which is good. Like, don't get stuck on me. We just talked about you guys, you know, not working. We need to work. I keep this stored up right now, and so my little violets do like to fall out of it from time to time. Plus, I also have other things stored in there. Okay. Hi, Debs. Hello. So that is our new page for our book. We don't need this anymore. This book weight thingy is on Amazon, and he's very useful, especially working in like sewn in signature journals. So that's that guy now. We have this beautiful wallpaper page, and I'm just going to pick these up at this point. We don't really need to leave them out on the desk. Oops, excuse me. And they are driving me crazy. I drink water, and then ever after my surgery, my stomach is just like randomly making these terrible noises. It kind of sounds like a burp, but it's not a burp. It's just a noise, and it's so annoying. Anyway, the wallpaper is beautiful. It obviously needs more done to that page. I could have even put the wallpaper on the black page, but I think we're good where we're at. I do wish I would have put book page, but we had book page here. So honestly, it's a good thing I didn't. So that's that. We'll come back and we'll decorate, you know, some kind of focal point on it. I don't know what yet, but something. What else did I say we were going to do for pages or something in here? I said something. We were going to put the wallpaper, and what else did I say we were going to do? Somebody remind me. We do need to find a focal point, a nice big focal point. I don't want to take away, like I could make one of those pockets with the see-through stuff right here, but I don't want to take away the wallpaper torn edge to do it. I could do it here, but again, that would cover up so much of my wallpaper. So kind of defeat the purpose. I don't know if we want to do something like that. If we want this weird album right there. I don't know, I kind of like the spider so far. Maybe we just decorate it with like a bride, a bigger one. I don't know, but I will find a focal point at some point. Yeah, see, I just don't want to cover up that much of it. That's going to be the focal point issue with that one. He's too beautiful and I don't want to cover it up. Although this one kind of does look nice right there. That little guy. I don't know. I'll find something. I don't know why this is in there, but it is. Is it like the Haunted Mansion kind of a deal? I don't know. Maybe it is Haunted Mansion. I had that once before. I don't like the coloring of this one. It's too gray. So those are options so far. Preview the paper. It's mentally challenging for you for cleaning your room, your craft room. Yeah. It can be for sure. Just don't get overwhelmed. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed with it. And I know, you know, that's easier said than done, but maybe just some beautiful flowers that are orange toned. I might have to go in the fussy cuts and print or get out a nice large vintage flower. I think that sounds nice actually, because it will cover up less because it's a flower and it'll have leaves that kind of go in and out. So I think I might just do that. Get in my fussy cuts, my Victorian fussy cut digital, and cut out a nice large flower. Because not that I'm going to use this one, but just imagine we had that, and then maybe I can come in with some book page a little bit. I don't know, but a nice large, not this one, not this color, flower element. Maybe. I don't know. I'm looking for the wallpaper flowers. You guys know the Tim Holtz wallpaper flowers? These are his wallpaper flowers. And that's really the only one I think we could use. Because he makes a pack of Halloween wallpaper. And it's really just about like the texture of it is kind of similar to wallpaper. But that's that. I don't know where this was, but it can go back in there. I might use some Tim Holtz colored pencils. Maybe I can tint these roses orange and see about doing something like that with some other element. I don't know, like this and this, but I need to tint these orange. What do you guys think? Preview paper, preview November kit, whatever you were going to show us earlier. It's the preview of the digitals, and I will do them in about 5 minutes. Yeah, definitely this guy. I think like that. And make that orange. I don't know if I can make that orange. We will see. I mean, clearly you can color it with colored pencils, but just imagine it was orange flowers. Yes, a nice autumn orange. Okay, well, I'll leave those there. I don't know what else I was going to show you, though. There was something else we were going to make or do together. I don't remember what it was. We talked about doing the back cover, and I showed you the final step for that other than like decorating it. We made 6 pockets. We added wallpaper to a page, and I talked for a whole lot about a whole lot of things. I don't know what else I was supposed to do. There was something else I was supposed to do. Make more pockets, which we can stay in. I can make more pockets that are normal pockets, decorated with book page and other things, but they're just going to be like 6-inch wide pockets. We need some more pockets back here. This guy needs a pocket for sure. He's writing space, so we'll leave him because he's ephemera on the front. I'll even leave this one, but definitely a pocket here. And we probably need to do a pocket this way, but he can't have one of these pockets. I mean, he could, but it's just going to have to stay because of the rings, you know, like I'd have to take it out and punch it and put it there. I don't know. I would prefer a pocket that goes this way on the back cover. So that being said, I really like these pockets. They're so cute and so easy. And he goes good there too. I haven't found a place where he does not go well so far. I like the orange. We might do that. We might put him there. I keep saying he's going to go somewhere. We might just put him there. And then we have a whole lot of pre-made ephemera that we already did together. You guys will see me decorate all of the mixed media thingies. You guys will see me decorate them and see me use them in the flip through. I'm basically just going to do collaging on them. So all those mixed media, stamped, stenciled, pasted. Where are the pasty ones? In there. All the pasty ones. You guys will see them in the preview. Not in the preview. In the flip through. And they'll be decorated. But basically, I'm just going to collage them. That was it, the multimedia. It's a technique that I'm filming a whole separate thing with you guys. The multimedia technique. It's a separate thing. Doesn't go with any particular journal, if that's what you're asking about. I know there were 3 things, but we did pockets, we did wallpaper, and we did the back of this. So I don't know. I could rewind and listen to myself. Let me grab the preview and show you guys. I'm going to leave those in there for now. Let me grab the preview and show you those things. I bring like a million crafting supplies in this room, and then I end up using like 1 tub of stuff every time. I know it is 3 things, but it seemed like maybe there was something else. All right. Let's look at previews. Where are they? Over here. So when I do the digitals, these are ones I was working with today. So this is not by any stretch of the imagination finished product, but I thought you guys would get a kick out of seeing what things are looking like so far. So we have this. These are next to be sold. Okay. So they will be sold in a live sale next week. Those. This is actually green border all the way around. I don't know that you guys can see that it's green. I do have sticky notes all over my desk, and they see a random bunch of things. Like when you fold these, I don't know if you guys can see, there is so many different layers back there. These are amazing. Amazing. And there's these. So again, folded in a journal. You've got all, I don't know if they're coming across. The lighting is really, really, oh, I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. I don't have my other light turned on. I don't have the warm base light turned on. And that's why everything, yes, everything looks so washed out because the warm base light was off still. So anyway, these will all be organized into kits. Like, I'm holding them so that the light doesn't glare at all. But so folded in a journal, it looks like that. They're so pretty, guys. Then we have these ones. They're not in any particular kit or order or anything. There's 200 kits, and we will start doing them Tuesday-ish. It might be Monday. Watch the YouTube channel because I might do a sale every single day next week. I'm not sure yet. I know I will do Tuesday and Wednesday, but if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, then you will get notification when I'm going to do the sale, whether Monday or not. You guys will just have to kind of be patient with me and wait and see. I just want to make sure that we are completely caught up before I move on and do like a week's worth of sales. So these have so many different Photoshop layers on them. Antique documents, crunchy things like, so again, when you're folding them and putting them in the journal, super nice. So look at Santa. Just look at Santa. He's so cute. And then you got documents. And then and then this one. And so these aren't all the same kit. They'll be in different kits. And the mail deer. And some are still works in progress. That's why they're still Photoshop in progress. And there's that one. And that one. And if somebody decides to, be a little booger about me previewing these things with you guys, then we'll have a conversation about that. Because I am kind of fed up with boogers. You guys will hear more about that later. So then, they'll be organized in different kits. So just a bunch of different things. So these ones are not Christmassy. Just a bunch of different things. He might be upside down. And then this guy. Like, hopefully you guys are seeing the layering work that's done in there. Thanks, Susan. Thanks, Kendall. I appreciate it. I hope you guys can see the layering. There's not too terribly many more, but this is just what I was working on today. This is one of my favorites. What I was working on today before I started getting set for the craft with me. And then there's a bunch of these. I will show them quickly. So those are all things working on. Oh, these ones. Oops, she's getting her head chopped off. Getting her head chopped off. These two kind of go together. I don't know if you guys can see good enough, but they're 200 and something kits of them. We will start selling them soon, this week, I guess. And we have a bunch of French antique documents. And we're going to do the rest of the lace on Wednesday like we talked about. I know, I get it. And so what I will do is I will take reservations for people who want the kits, but don't want to be invoiced until later. That way I can go ahead and get them printed and get them in the queue of printing. So when you tell me you want them, you can tell me you want your invoice split or you want some on the next invoice or whatever. But that way, at least I can get them in the queue to be printed. So that's kind of how that's going to work. I know there's literally everything that you guys can possibly think of for a junk journal kit because I have been working on kits. That's why there's 200 of them all backed up because I've been working on kits for months. It has been a good at least 3 months since we did printed kits, and it was because I wanted to redo the way I'm going to switch the camera back. I wanted to redo the way that I was doing kits because I wanted you guys to have better quality prints and better um not only the actual print but better quality images, and so I needed to make them through several different programs and also kind of learn some new skills in Photoshop to blend everything together. And so that's kind of what took a couple months. But I have had 170 done for quite a long time. I did a couple more. But I keep going back into Photoshop and adding things and changing things. So I have been working for a long time on these kits. And I have told you guys we were going to do kits for at least a month now. I have told you we're going to do kits, we're going to do kits, we're going to do kits. So I told you they were coming. And I don't say that for any other reason other than it would just like a little how do I want to say that? Anyway, I need to do them so that we can get those kits out there. I am going to put some of those kits into my Etsy store just to make sure that they're available for people who are not in the US. So just so you guys know and understand, like shipping a kit, just one printed, say all somebody wanted from me during a Tuesday sale is one printed kit. You know, the kit is $8, but paying to have that one printed kit shipped even to Canada, which is the closest country to us pretty much that we have buyers in anyway. That's like minimum like $18 to have a kit shipped in just an envelope, you know, because you don't want to fold it or anything, but shipped to Canada. And so it's not cost effective to sell a printed kit to Canada if that's all they get. But if I list them in Etsy, then they can purchase the kit and then just print it out themselves. And I have buyers in Australia and the UK and Canada who all want kits. They're on lists for kits, but I've talked to them and I'm like, well, you know, we need to wait till we have like a 10 pack of kits or something for you to make shipping just smarter that way. So anyway, some kits will go into Etsy, some kits won't. I'm working on other things for you guys as far as that goes, but oh my gosh, mortgage rates, I know. So guys, there's going to be some different things talked about this coming week, and all good things, all positive things. And if we need to work out some payments or some kind of things like that, don't stress. I'm always willing to do whatever we need to do that way. The more important thing is that you guys get either on a list or it's reserved for you. I'm always happy to split invoices into payments. And I know that's not the end answer to it. I just want to put that out there that is a possibility. But you know, we're kind of in the maker season, aren't we? Like this is the time of year where most people most people who don't do any type of crafting, if they were going to make something, if they were going to be crafty, it's in this season because they're either, you know, deciding to make something for a Christmas gift instead of buying something for a Christmas gift, because usually making something for a Christmas gift, you know, can be cheaper than maybe buying something. Maybe the people are hard to buy for and, you know, they have everything or they buy themselves everything that they want. So a handmade gift is something that they can't just go out and buy. So there is very, you know, various reasons why I think this is the maker season, plus making for all the different holidays, that kind of stuff, just for home decor for ourselves. So I think this is the maker season. And obviously, you know, when we're into winter time, January, February, it'll probably slow down a little bit just because we've all got it all by then, you know. I generally don't buy as much, even for us here at the sale. January, February, we'll see how it goes, but it's just like we load up for Christmas and then I don't really buy that much January, February. So I don't know. I don't really buy that much for home either. I think everything's on sale at Christmas time and I get it then. That's my rationale anyway. That is a good mortgage rate. I remember when they were 0. So yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I know they have been going up. If you have the adjustable kind, yeah, they've been going up. I would never do an adjustable rate mortgage. That's just my feeling on it. It's like I need security. I need to know what to expect. So even though they tell you like, oh, they only go up like this much, like no, nope, not gonna do it. My hair's a mess again. It's raining here. That is my literal excuse for having messy hair because when it rains, it's super humid here because it's still like 80 degrees. I don't know, maybe 85 today. Anyway, yes, definitely. Thank your husband for his service. That's awesome. Thank you. Yes, my daughter, she's really looking forward to having the benefit of getting a mortgage through the veterans program because she'll be marrying a veteran. So that'll be awesome too. Yeah. Awesome, Kendall. Well, thank all of the veterans out there for their service. That's awesome. Awesome. Well, guys, that's awesome, Kendall. Awesome, guys. Is there anything else that we needed to talk about before we wrap this up? Did you want to wrap it up? I don't know. I kind of feel like we are wrapped up. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about or needed anything? If anybody needs anything privately, they can reach out to me too on Facebook Messenger. The Facebook group is called Junk Journal Makers. I don't have it up, or I would post a link in there. But if you go to Facebook, go to the group section, hit the little magnifying glass, which is like the search, and type in Junk Journal Makers, and our group will come up. If you go to my Facebook page, any of my Facebook pages, you go to Kate Marshall, if you go to Ink Paper Art, the group is all linked there too. 8 a.m. tomorrow, my time, which is, and your time, Kendall, but Eastern time, it is 11 a.m. and we will work on the frilly Italian ladies journals. And I liked that wallpaper so much, I might try to get some of that wallpaper in the Italian ladies journals. I might. That would be fun, I think, with the big frilly Victorian dresses. Yeah, that might be fun. Hit the like button. Awesome, Ria. So I have a little something else about that too. Did you guys know? I recently learned this. Did you guys know that the thumbs up helps the video all the time? But when you guys are commenting, YouTube only counts comments after the live video ends as a comment. So, for instance, most of my videos only have a couple of comments on them because you guys comment during the live. But after the live ends, YouTube only counts the comments that are left after the video posts when it's not live anymore. So it's like every video, it's only getting a couple of comments on it because we have live chat. And again, so YouTube they like to work the system where it dings live video people. It doesn't rate a live video the same or recommend a live video the same as it does a pre-recorded video. And so, it's just always a battle I have to fight because most of my things are lives. But hopefully one of these days when I do get an assistant, I can just make journals all day and buy stuff for us to do at a live sale and do the live sale and then have somebody help behind the scenes to free up time where I can just make junk journals, make junk journals, make junk journals. That's kind of what I'd like to get back to doing. I would at least like to be able to finish a junk journal in a reasonable amount of time. For me, like working on a junk journal more than before I was doing live sales, working on a junk journal for more than a couple of weeks was too long for me. So when I said we were going to do like a junk journal kit a month, that is a more than enough time for me to do one without having to do the live sales. But it also kind of made me conscious of thinking about people who work a full-time job. You know, I'm working like 60 to 70 hours a week. But for people who are working, they don't have much time either. So anyway, just kind of a learning curve of being accustomed to making a journal over the course of 4 to 6 weeks instead of, 2 to 3 weeks, maybe. I don't know. Just different. That's what happens. We just keep adding and adding and adding. And then eventually it feels done to us, or at least to me, it does. Awesome, guys. It is 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the morning. It is 8 a.m. my time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So from Eastern, just count your way back. Eastern for me is always, well, not always, but this time of the year, it is 3 hours ahead. It's going to change here shortly. Good night, guys. 80 hours a week. Yes, it is definitely hard. It's definitely hard. And I know a lot of people are out there working hard like that. And I know that, it is hard. It's hard to devote time to do any type of crafting or extracurricular activity. Go. Good night. Good night. Good night, everyone. For me, it is 7 p.m. I'm going to go get dinner with my son, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to work on these junk journals, these Halloween ones, all night long. Then I will put all of the Halloween stuff in my craft room and bring all of the Italian lady stuff in here and be set for the morning so I can roll out of bed and brush my teeth and brush my hair and come in here. At least it's at 8. I did give myself 1 extra hour tomorrow because the 7 a.m. honestly was too hard. So the 8 a.m. is where we're going to be, I think, for Saturday. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. And have a good weekend if you don't get to join me again until Monday, Tuesday. If I was you, I would really plan on me having a sale on Monday. I can't guarantee it, but I'm definitely gearing towards that because we have 200 and something digitals to get through. I don't know that we'll get through them all next week, but we will try. We'll get through my favorites. All right, guys, have a good night. Thanks for joining. I really love hanging out with all of you guys. I have fun hanging out with you guys. I hope that you guys hang out or have fun hanging out here with me too. All right, guys. Bye. I gotta find my mouse. I don't know where it's at.